On the 17th of August, you guys were living your lives. You guys were happy. Perhaps you were also struggling. Who knows? It's life. It's what we do. But on the 17th of August, in this particular country that says it's a rainbow nation, in South Africa, on a farm that a white man owns, a boer, you know those white dudes from back in apartheid days who still owns 80% of the land in South Africa. They had the audacity to come out here. I say they because there's probably 2 or 3 suspects. They had the audacity to unalive two women of color, 2 black women, let me put it that way. It's not trying to be too proper when an atrocity has happened here. We have to pay respect to those families and call these events as it is. It's racial tension, racial violence, farm violence in South Africa, where they unalived 2 women in Limpopo province. Limpopo is where Julius Malema is also from.
Yes.
Yes, this particular Boers or wherever they are, these white folks, these white owners, they really truly believe that they own some of these black folks over there. You know, even until this day, there's a lot of atrocities that are happening in these farms in South Africa that the news, that the mainstream media stays completely away from.
Yes.
Yes.
They don't report it.
They don't report it. They're not interested in reporting it. They're probably even told, don't report this. This is not supposed to make... You know, they have the audacity to even not show the faces of these freaking white folks that did this to these black women.
Whoa.
Their faces are being hidden. They're not being shown to the public for freaking safety. You freaking came out here and unalive 2 people, and now suddenly they need to think about your freaking safety.
That is also white privilege.
That is white privilege at its freaking highest core. Even the fact that this freaking news hasn't taken center stage, the fact that black South Africans out here taking the energy to talk about stupid stuff like freaking pageants, and they're so freaking quiet when it comes to this particular issue where some people have actually been alived, people of their own freaking kind. Black South Africa is so freaking quiet here. One freaking black South African had the audacity to jump into the comment section on TikTok, where we post robust freaking conversations, by the way, and say, well, what's your problem? Those guys have already been arrested. Let's just wait. Let's leave it in the hands of the law. What's your problem? The problem is the fact that you freaking black South Africans are so quiet. 0 protest, 0 outrage, 0 talks. It's not even on freaking mainstream media. Only these independent media like News, Africa News and all this type of stuff. And people like us, Rules Voices, out here to freaking denounce this shit. Even some content creators all the way from the freaking US, from all over the place, from all over Africa, are the ones that are out here actually trying to spread the word. Hey, people, black South Africa, wake up. The world, wake up. This is what happened on the 17th of August. 2 black women unalived by white folks over there on a farm in Limpopo, in South Africa, and then had the audacity to still take their bodies and throw them into that stupid pigsty or whatever, feed them to pigs.
That is disgusting.
The remains.
It's so disgusting. And the fact that black South Africa, really, they're ignoring it and just saying, it's okay, you know, the legal system will deal with it. No. You have to think of the audacity of that person to do that. And for what reason? There's no reason. There's no reason to unalive anybody.
The entitlement. It's, you know, some of those white folks in that South Africa, they really consider those black folks as they subjects. These are my objects. I can dispose of this however I see fit. You know, there's a lot of crap happening in those farms, but those stories never come out. Some other fools will also come out here and say, yeah, but do you know the many atrocities that are happening in this country? Nobody talks. Hey, we know. And we will do our best to talk about everything. But this particular case right now, it's like event after event after event after event that proves that there's some shit happening in that South Africa, huh?
Yeah.
Let's just take it from Chidima, that Miss South Africa finalist that had to remove herself because of the outrage that she got from black South Africa. Her story, xenophobia, tensions attached right there. Very obvious, we know, because her father is Nigerian and mother was Mozambican. Fine, they stole identity, whatever. It wasn't her fault. But the energy that black South Africa took to come out here and talk, that's what we're addressing here. That's one. Boom.
Yeah.
let's go to the other side. Same Black South Africa decided to do this stupid challenge on Twitter, bought for Bolt, all this thing that went crazy online with the Nigerians still. Crazy. And now we also have this particular thing here where these farmers did this shit to black women. And mainstream media, out of all this, mainstream media just stays quiet.
Yes.
Yeah, when it's Chidima, they talk. Even the government have time to speak. When it's stuff about like Orania or Klemfontein, whites and only town in that South Africa, the president is quiet, the government is quiet, everybody is quiet. They don't talk about this. This freaking South Africa has whites only towns. Whites only towns in 2024. And they want to fake it and call themselves the freaking Rainbow Nation. These people are out here freaking faking shit.
Yes, man.
What the hell? It's ridiculous, huh? I mean, it's happening right now. There's whites and only towns in South Africa, and there's also freaking white farmers out here who feel the need to mistreat these black folks, these black employees.
Yes.
And mainstream media of freaking South Africa doesn't even have the freaking guts to come out here. They hide it. In fact, they even come out here and say we need to protect the faces of the freaking suspects.
Don't.
2024, Rainbow Nation.
Jeez, protecting actual people that committed a crime against somebody. How? Why? This is just proves that the system in South Africa needs to change.
The fact that, the fact that they are just not talking so much, it's not getting as much coverage as it should.
Yeah.
That's what's the craziest part here.
Yes.
That's why some people are actually even saying, hey, when a white man commits a crime in South Africa, nobody talks about it. Not even the blacks. They keep it hush-hush. They keep it on the DL.
And what is the purpose of of Black South Africa keeping it quiet? What is exactly the purpose? Why do you feel the need still to say, yes, boss, I won't talk about it, boss?
This is when, they've been conditioned to think. They live with freaking complexity, so inferior themselves. They've been conditioned to think that white man over there is my God. That's how they act the way they act. That's why they don't have the guts to say shit.
Yeah.
That's why even some freaking black South Africans are here in the comment section calling us out for talking about this.
Yeah.
When we come out here and we say, look, not even one freaking protest, not even one, they'll be like, talk about your own country, leave us alone. When we come out here and we say there's only freaking there's whites and only towns in this freaking South Africa, they say, yeah, we love it, leave us alone. To preserve the culture of Afrikaans, leave them.
It's crazy, man. So what?
They don't have any backbone. They don't have any spine. You see those ones? They are just as guilty as those freaking suspects, those murderers.
Yeah.
Because they are willing to sit back in South Africa and watch stuff like that happen.
Yeah.
But they take the time to talk about makeup. You know how I say they talk about makeup? Because Miss South Africa Chidima, all these little girls, these pageant girls, what they do? They play with makeup, cosmopolitan stuff, fashion. Let's talk about fashion. Black South Africans out here giving more importance to fashion and freaking makeup than they are about land, than they are about this freaking situation that happened in freaking Limpopo where 2 black women were unalive by these white folks. Or Orania or Klemfontein. Black South Africa couldn't give a shit about matters that actually are of greater importance.
That could actually change South Africa for the better.
In other words, Black South Africa doesn't give a shit about freedom. They love the fact that some other people are in charge of everything in that country.
Exactly.
Don't get us wrong, we love Black South Africa. We love white South Africa. We love all countries. We love Africa. We are for unity. But we have to call a spade a spade. We have to call this out. The busy sitting out here doing shit. That's why, what the freaking hell must we listen to you when you have issues to talk about some social cultural shit, when you don't take the time to talk about these important things when other people's lives are taken away? This is why they don't take them seriously.
Yeah.
They only freaking blow vuvuzelas. They keep blowing the wrong freaking vuvuzela here. You remember what I said about vuvuzela?
Yes, I
They should be
remember.
blowing the hell out of this vuvuzela right now that happened in Limpopo.
Yes.
But they're quiet. They don't even know where the freaking vuvuzela are. But some of them, on purpose, have taken the freaking vuvuzela and hidden them. I will not blow my vuvuzela regarding the events that took place on the 17th of August in Limpopo. I refuse to bring out my vuvuzela. I will reserve my vuvuzela only if Chidima wins Miss Nigeria Universe or whatever, and then they'll come out here and blow more vuvuzela about that in a form of freaking jealousy. I wish and I hope to God that this girl wins that particular pageant in Nigeria.
Hey.
I hope so. I hope so. So think about it. You say no to Chidima, you get your French girl. How the hell does that Miss South Africa, what's her name again? Mia Leroux.
Mia Leroux, yeah.
How does that represent the culture of South Africa? The culture? Look, we don't have anything.
It represents the Afrikaner culture.
Which Afrikaner culture? This Afrikaner culture that has the privilege of having whites and only towns. And Black South Africa is just like, The crazy, huh? Hello everybody. Welcome to the show. Sorry, we have to kickstart.
Yes.
We got Israel. We got Comrade in the building.
Hello, Israel. How are you doing?
He's good.
He's good.
He's always good.
Says those women who were unalived by Nigerians, if they had the opportunities, they would have tagged it on foreigners.
Those women. No, I think he meant to say if.
Oh, if
they had the opportunities, they would have tagged it on foreigners. Yes, but they were not by Nigerians, but by white folks.
Exactly.
Yes, but, according to Black South Africa, it's okay that those particular women in Limpopo were unalived by those white boers. That's what there's no outrage here. But if it had been a Nigerian, if it had been black African foreigners or whatever, if it had been black folks who did that, they would have come out here in the freaking numbers and denounced that.
Exactly.
Yes, but as long as it's the master, there's no issues with that. They don't even have the guts to stand up to the master.
It's crazy. I mean, if you think also back to how the Black Lives Matter movement started, it started off with that Floyd. I can't remember his last name.
George Floyd,
yes. So that movement came out of police brutality. And you see how those black Americans, they protested against it. This is not right. Why can't black South Africans...
That was one person.
Yes, it was one person.
Yes. That was one George Floyd who got unalived by the action of that particular police officer.
Yes.
Right? In this particular case, it's two women who got unalived by the white folks. It's racial tension too.
Yes.
It's the same freaking thing. And the whole freaking America came out.
Oh, by the numbers.
Even in UK protest, even in, the thing can spiral.
Yes.
But when the rest of the freaking world sees that Black South Africa don't mind, man. So why the hell must we protest in UK or the US when they themselves don't mind?
And that was even during COVID. They were putting their own health at risk. Goodness gracious.
They have no freaking spirit in there. And it's not all South Africans. It's not all. There's some great South Africans out here, like toi, like you. Toi means you, by the way, in French. Hello. Like you. There's a lot of South Africans. I mean, I grew up in South Africa. I have a lot of great South African friends, but majority of South Africa is uneducated.
Yes.
They don't know. They don't know the tools they have. Yes. Some stupid ones will just come out here and say, "What? Just worry about your own country." Those ones, they piss me off. Listen, South Africa is my country. I don't give a crap if I was born in Central Africa. South Africa is my country. Just like Nigeria is also my country. We don't see these freaking borders. We don't believe in 1884. We choose to ignore it when these colonizers came out here to carve our country up.
Yes.
We don't see these freaking borders, man. We consider every freaking African as our brothers and sisters. They cannot freaking understand this stance.
Yes.
It's strange to them. They are afraid of unity.
I don't know why.
They think that the rest of Africa is after that freaking infrastructure that was built there during apartheid days. Black South Africa. They think that infrastructure is everything. Gaza had freaking infrastructure here. It can go, huh? It's not everything. Materialistic to the core.
Yes.
Faking it left, right, and center. Yes, it should be about morals. It should be about that spirit of togetherness. You should be able to stand together, man. So there's another one there. Ujua, you are right. Thank you, Ujua. Howard G. Another ignorant, angry guy. Listen to this one. Listen to this one. Another ignorant, angry guy.
Really?
This one is an evil spirit talking here.
Yeah.
You see this one? This one is either an evil spirit that has no confidence, that has no proper high self-esteem, and that even this tone scares them, makes them feel uncomfortable. You know, people don't like, a lot of people feel inferior when there's confidence around them, huh? They like being around weak people.
It makes them feel stronger.
It makes them feel stronger. When they hear a tone, when they hear a voice that rules, they get freaking intimidated up in here and they come up and write stupid shit like this. That's why they use the term ignorant. I'm telling you, they don't know that some of us still exist out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now we're coming out on this freaking social media where you guys like to play, and we're gonna tell you the freaking truth to your face.
Exactly, man.
With a masculine voice. We're not freaking, we don't swing the other way around here. Yes, and we're not timid about it. It's true. And they don't have a sense of humor. Those that have a sense of humor will appreciate it.
Yes, man. Appreciate the fact that, you know, we're just saying it like it is.
That fool called Howard G obviously has an evil demonic spirit about himself, and he has a very, very, very low self-esteem. He has zero confidence, and he has no values or morals. You know why? Because we are denouncing the fact that people are unalived.
Yes, for no reason.
We couldn't be, yes, we are angry. Yes, we are angry. We are angry that some people lost their lives. Some people's lives got taken away. We are angry. Listen to this fool here.
Yes.
You think we should be saying this with a freaking smile on our face? This is a clear example of freaking black South Africa. I wouldn't be surprised that he's one. Howard G. You gotta remove that G. Maybe that G stands for some, I don't know. You just gotta remove that shit. It was Nigeria, the whole world will know about it.
Oh.
It was Nigeria what?
Is it if it was Nigeria, the whole world would have known about it?
Yes. Can't believe you, I believe you. I believe you. If it was the Giants. That's why I'm out here, especially when freaking black South Africa is listening. That's why I call Nigeria for what it is, the Giants.
Yes.
They don't like to hear the truth. They don't like to hear that shit. And I love to say it. Nigeria are the Giants of Africa. That's where that's the only form of masculinity we have in Africa.
No way.
Yes, way. What do you mean, no way?
No, I mean like black South Africans. I don't know why they can't just accept that. Not accept, but you know, just know that Nigeria is a stance of its own, and South Africa also has a stance of its own.
They have a weak stance, man.
Yes.
They're supposed to have their own stance, like you're saying, but they're demonstrating a weak one here. Yes.
I'm just trying to say, like, you know, accept that Nigeria has a good stance in Africa. South Africa also has some sort of a stance in Africa. But, you know, just like respect each other and work together. I think that would be a better way, you know.
They don't give a crap about how nice you sound.
Yeah.
Yes, they don't care. I mean, you are so right. You're 1,000,000,000% correct. And I stand with what you are saying. These ones, they don't listen to nice conversations. You see, these ones, the moment, you see, there's a like right there. The moment you just start to tell them, just respect one another. Just do this. You know, we should live together. You should they don't give a crap, these ones. They're not listening. They're tuning off. They're swapping up. These ones, you must just go at them. You must just critique these ones. Because we cannot tolerate such crap. You see, always on point. Caesar Roby, thank you. We cannot tolerate that. We should be out here treating them like kids because they're acting like kids. You must say, you, what are you doing? They're killing your own over there. And you're flipping watching Netflix. Get up and get outside and see what's going on. That's how you should speak to freaking black South Africa. They're freaking watching Days of Our Lives, Bold and the Beautiful, watching freaking movies, watching freaking pageants when they're being murdered in freaking farms. Yes. So if you come and like talk to them and you're like, You must shout at them. Yes. Look, sorry, you have your own way. Yeah. Me, I'm different, huh? Me, I'm different. I suppose the combination is nice.
Yeah.
Good cup, bad cup. Yeah. I come in there.
You come in hot.
Yes, we have to with them because it's unacceptable. Just think about it.
Yes.
I love South African people.
Yes, of course.
And this anger, yes, I'm angry. This anger represents the families of those that are currently mourning. As we sit right here, there's a kid, there's children, there's 4 of them. That one lady was 45 years old.
Oof.
She left behind 4 kids. One of the boys found out that the mother was missing. He's the one who went around town in Polokwane, Limpopo over there. He went around town looking for mom until he decided to open up a case.
Whoa.
At the police station. He said, my mother's missing. And then eventually the police, it should be a sense of urgency. Eventually, they also came out to him and they called him and said, okay, let's go and look for your mom. And then they ended up going to look for the mom wherever she was working. And then they came to discover that it was at that farm. And then they found the bodies in that freaking pigsty.
What?
Yes. So that boy, for example, is whose pain that we are representing here. Is whose freaking voice must rule. Yes. We want those 4 kids' voices to rule. We have to represent, you know, we have to speak for them. We speak for people that are enduring hardships, like those families, those kids.
Yes, that now have to adapt to a new life.
They are currently mourning as we speak. And those freaking suspects, of course, they've been taken in. But on freaking Friday, the day after tomorrow, that particular court will decide whether they should give them bail or not.
No bail, man.
Just imagine.
It should not even be a question. As soon as they're in custody, is no bail.
Just imagine if they come out here and they actually give them bail.
Yeah.
That's your side. You guys, on Friday, you better make sure that you watch the news to see if that freaking magistrate court in Polokwane, Limpopo, South Africa gives bail to those white folks that unalive those black women. Because on Friday, that's when they decide whether they will give bail or not.
Man, they shouldn't.
Yeah, while these boys are mourning. And those boys, those families that are mourning, they're just waiting to see what will happen on Friday. As they grieve, as they mourn, as they go through that pain. Yeah. And these ones here, they want to talk about, we don't want open borders. Hey, it's happening within your own people.
Yeah, don't blame the foreigners in your country.
You're blaming the foreigner when the Boer, the Afrikaner, whose culture must be preserved outright, is out here freaking unaliving these black women. You want to talk about Nigeria or Zimbabwe? When the master is out there is unaliving these black folks in Limpopo. You worried more about the Giants. The Giants are busy freaking winning awards in BET.
Yeah.
The Giants are busy freaking running the world with Afrobeat.
Yes, man.
The Giants are out here freaking running shit. You worried about the wrong thing. You should be freaking focused on that freaking Orania and Clemfontaine that must be eradicated, abolished. It's true. You see these ones, you have to tell them the truth only. I love you guys, my friend. I'm a Nigerian. AC are in Chevron, where I work, and we take them as our brothers. Okay, what is he saying?
Just I can't see that
Ramsey.
comment.
I love you guys, my friend. I'm a Nigerian, South African, I think he said. Are in Chevron where I work. I think he works in South Africa at Chevron where he work, and we take them as our brothers. Yes, you take. I know you take them as your brothers.
Like his colleagues, yes.
Yeah, Austin says, I promise they'll definitely get bail. Those suspects.
No, man. They must not.
Where's Cyril Ramaphosa? Where is the president of South Africa? He should be standing up here to denounce those acts. Even if you don't have concrete information about what happened, even if you're letting the investigation play out and go through that, you should at least come out here and say, to address the matters that happened, You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let the nation know that the president cares about their citizens. But then not this president is just quiet. Some way, just quiet.
He's busy with the GNU.
He's thinking, I don't want to speak in a way that will show that I'm against the Africana culture. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Chevron is an oil company in Nigeria. Yebo.
Okay. But it's just a disgusting act that somebody that just I can't even think of how somebody can actually just. I'm thinking more of the mentality of actually somebody unaliving somebody.
When you don't, if one doesn't respect themselves, if one doesn't take care, if you don't fight to protect your own, the rest of the world are like scavengers. They'll just come out here to just take advantage of what's there. You see, it's like, first let me give you a finger. Let me taste your patience. You buy that, huh? You buy that. Okay, next, I'll take your arm. Next, I'll take your whole thing. Next, you'll work for me. Next, you're my slave. You tolerate this shit. I think you like it.
No.
Yeah.
You can't let people test you like that, man.
Black South Africa is out here letting these Afrikaner people run them. So talk to me. What the hell was 1994? This 1994 that they're saying the end of apartheid. That was fake.
That was just to the outside world. It pretends.
That thing was so fake, huh? There's no freaking major like democratic thing happening there in South Africa. There's still a very strong apartheid system happening in South Africa. Just the fact that land is still in the hands of them, of the minorities, of the white folks, of the Afrikaners. Yes. That's why they can pick and choose and say, we'll take that land. Yeah, we'll take Klein-Fontaine. That's ours now. It's to preserve our culture. And we don't want any black people here. Yo, they've literally said it.
No black people in this town.
There's a town called Klein-Fontaine. It's in Johannesburg, Gauteng, close to Pretoria. It's called Klein-Fontaine. It was established in 1992 by this guy called Carol Boshoff.
A woman.
Is it a woman?
Woman.
It's a man.
Carol.
Carmelo, Carol, or Carol Boshoff.
Yes, Carol Boshoff. It's a woman.
Really?
Carol. It's the name of a woman.
Besides the name, maybe I'm saying the name wrong. That was a man who did that. You want to tell me it was a Afrikaner white woman who established these towns?
Yes, she was she's a descendant of Hendrik Verwoerd, I think.
Are you sure about what you're saying?
Carol Boshoff.
Yes, yeah? Please. We need to get to the bottom of this because I love to speak with confidence. Carol. I don't want to give some misinformation here. We need to double check before I go on. I have my paperwork over there. It's supposed to. I think it was a man, not Hendrik Verwoerd. Come on now.
It's a man, but why would you?
Of course, it's a man. Of course, I'm right.
But why would you name a man Carol?
Is it Carol or Campbell or whatever? It's C-A something.
C-A-R-E-L.
It's a man.
Yes.
Boshoff. He was involved in the establishment of Klein-Fontaine in 1992 and of Orania.
Yes.
In 1991. Orania is in Northern Cape, South Africa, next to the Orange River. Carol Boshoff, that guy.
And look at him even standing here next to Jacob
Let me
Zuma.
see. That guy in the middle?
Yeah.
Yes. That is the deep Afrikaner face right there. That guy in the middle there. See that guy in the middle? With that orange tie. Is that the tie? Doesn't even look like a tie, that thing. Looks like he was eating and he just got up. This other black guy there with the bald guy, that's Jacob Zuma. Basically, Jacob Zuma is standing with the masters
of Orania.
Those are the people that established that freaking Klein-Fontaine, white and only town. White only, no black folks allowed here.
Jeez.
Orania and Klein-Fontaine. Yes. So that culture is the one that's busy out here unaliving people in Limpopo.
And then still keeping their identities secret. They have that privilege.
Yeah, and still coming out here telling black South Africa, don't show this on the freaking mainstream media. What's wrong with you? Calling the shots.
They actually told mainstream, no need to broadcast this one. It's okay.
Yes, because what? The whole world is out here trying to produce content. They know that this is content.
Oh,
These
major
news,
content, man.
these SABCs, these news, they know that this is content. If we talk about this, we're gonna make some money, and they don't. Why would they? Why would they not want that money, that monetization? Why wouldn't they want that? Because they've been freaking waved the finger at. Don't you freaking broadcast that? It's gonna cause an outrage. It might cause these black people to come out here and create some shit. Just keep it on the DL. Keep it on the down low. I'm telling you.
It's crazy.
It's crazy, crazy, crazy. Where are the black, sad Africans living in South Africa? They are now hiding their shameless faces. Yes, shameless faces.
I don't even
Some
think,
of them, yeah.
No, wait. I don't even think that they are hiding. They are just ignoring and going about their lives, going to their little dinners and little things that they're going, but they are not hiding. They are just choosing to turn a blind eye to these things. Say it's not affecting my life directly, so why should I care?
Some of those black South Africans are busy drinking in different shebeens.
Yeah.
While they should be out here mourning, standing up for these particular lives that got taken away in Limpopo, these women, these two women on that freaking farm, by that culture that's doing its utmost best to create different freaking parts of Africa to preserve this criminality type of culture where you feel the need or the entitlement to take other people's lives away and to feed them to pigs.
Even that act, feed them to pigs. Yo, guys.
We keep it real, huh?
Just think of that. You unalive someone and then fed them to pigs. Jeez, that is such a...
evil,
Yes.
demonic spirit.
I mean, you're
dealing with an evil, demonic spirit that's out here to say, we don't want to live with you. We will create our own town. And we will... EFF, what does the EFF want? Repatriation of land without compensation. The EFF is out here with Julius Malema saying that most of the land that these Afrikaners got for free must go into the hands of the state. What is he saying? We want to be in control of those farms.
Yes.
We want to be able to know what's happening there, and utilize these farms for the good and better of the country. This particular freaking Afrikaans culture is out here saying no. The DA, who's now a part of the national government of national unity, is out here saying, no, we will protect the rights and the belongings and possessions of the minority, for them that got it for free. You understand what I'm saying? That's what the hell is happening here. So they don't want to let go of this land that they got for free. They want to be able to utilize them for their own private purposes and to be able to partake in hobbies like these.
That's
where they can come out here and mistreat these black folks
Hobbies.
in Limpopo. Yeah. And just, yeah. And the
them to
mainstream
pigs.
media must shut up. Yeah. They belong to us. They belong to us. We do with them what we please.
No human should ever think that they own another human.
To have the entitlement to do that and then to waken a hide. Whether, you know, some people are trying to give explanation to say maybe he just didn't know of how to dispose. Maybe they didn't know about how to dispose of the bodies.
He knew exactly what he was doing.
So they figured they would just put it there so that the pigs can do their thing. But you never know. Maybe these people took joy in this. They probably sat there and watched.
They probably sat there with their snacks and beers and their clippies and Coke and watched how these pigs were trying to...
No, watch how these pigs were having a feast.
I can't even say it. Yo.
It's evil. It's evil. It's not nice. But how do we convince these people to understand that they should be more active and take more interest in the affairs of their own country? I say their country, I actually meant to say our country, because we South Africans too.
Yeah, we are one.
Yes, we are. By the way, we South African. We are black South Africa. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Some fools are still out here saying, "Go back to your country." I'm saying, "You stupid! I am South African."
Yes.
I'm calling Marons out.
Yes. Very simple. I'm talking about my own country. I disagree with the things that are going on in my own country.
Remember the TikTok live we had yesterday?
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
they kept asking, but where are you from? I said, I'm from South Africa. What you talking? But why do you sound like, what do you mean, what do I sound like this? We need to fix our own shit. Yeah, we need to be more active.
What did
The
they say?
Dudula does not affect those white imperialists.
What is the
What is
Dudula?
Dudula? What is Dudula, Israel? The only way black South Africa can take back their country, they need to have so many black-owned businesses, companies, black entrepreneurs, black-owned industries, black private universities. But those black folks are so freaking corrupt, it's unbelievable. Yes. They don't, the black man is out here only thinking for his life.
Yes.
They don't think generational worth, like wealth.
Yes, yes.
They don't, black folks are not out here to put systems in place that will last for decades. It's about my life. My kid will do whatever he needs to do. I had to do whatever I had to do. They even shouted kids. They shouted their own kids for not going out there. When I was your age. What you mean when I was your age? You're supposed to leave a legacy, you black guy. You understand what I'm saying? You're supposed to work hard and build a company and pass it on.
Yes.
Yes, teach him those values while you have the empire. Yes, teach him those values, teach him the traits or the qualities of hard work, but don't be out here lazy. Some freaking black folks are out here being extremely freaking lazy, not leaving any legacy behind or passing anything to their kids. Some people don't have a will.
Yes.
They don't know what they would leave behind. They have nothing on their names. They're just out here. Salary come today, salary go today. Finish, halas. Let me go on.
And now I go to work again.
They're not thinking about creating all these major industries like businesses and hospitals and universities and entrepreneurs and all this kind of thing. They're not. The entire freaking Africa. This is not just limited to black South Africa. Okay, we're away from that for a second. It's not just that. It's all these freaking countries that we have over here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
They don't think legacy style.
Yeah, it's like there's only like a select few in the world that have that sort of mentality. We're saying I need to create a better life for my kids and whatever. But you know, that mentality only comes from, I think it comes from the people who have struggled in their past.
There's such a selected few that it doesn't even make any effect to even mention them. We should come out here and say there's nothing like that happening because it's just a selected few. If you want to give them selected few benefits or credit, there's some people who start to think like,
that's
I'm
me.
one of them. No, nobody has. Even if I did it, if I'm the only one who did it, we reserve to say it doesn't exist. Because look how many other people are there.
Yeah, because it didn't really move the scale.
It's not considered in this freaking culture. It's not looked at. It's not accepted. It's not a trait of the culture.
Yes.
They're just out here freaking playing sports only. And straight after their careers, they go freaking bankrupt. Yes, it's true. There's a lot of work to do now. All that cultural, social aspect of life and how to raise your kids. We're not going in there. Let's just stick with this situation where, as Africans, as Pan-Africanists, for us to move forward, we need to be able to accept one another.
Yes.
Like you were saying before. Yeah. But before, the best way you can get somebody's attention is when you call them out on their freaking bullshit. If you're out here just looking at what the good that they do, if you're out here just to give them freaking compliments, they don't listen.
Yeah.
When you see a celebrity walk out of a specific building and they're about to enter into their car, they got their bodyguards and their entourage surrounding them. You as a freaking fan or a paparazzi, when you approach and you say, "Oh, Kim, you look so beautiful," you know what Kim does? She just goes. She doesn't freaking acknowledge that freaking compliment. She just goes.
It doesn't move her.
But if you are to stand there and say, "Kim, why did you put those shoes? Not those shoes." I bet you, I guarantee you, Kim will do this. And when she'll be in the car, she'll say,
"What's wrong with my shoes?"
"That one." She'll even look back. "That one told me my shoes. This was not the shoes." And then she'll speak on it. If she was on her way to a freaking show, she'll say, "Somebody told me that my shoes was not right." That's how you get people's attention. Forget about the freaking compliments for now. Yes, exactly. So you have to come out here because Black South Africa will only listen when you confront them on the freaking Afrophobia that exists over there.
Oh.
That's the only time they will listen. If you come out here and tell them well done for the 4 freaking World Cup champions that you guys got, they're not listening.
Yeah.
They feel entitled. They feel like you shouldn't come to this country. You have a lot. We have accomplished a lot. No, you haven't.
It's complete arrogance, actually.
The only reason why that rugby team of South Africa won those World Cup is not because they're so freaking talented. No, it's because most of the freaking resources were given to that freaking organization. And why was the resources given to the rugby team? Because that freaking sport belongs to that culture.
Yes.
Yeah, so they say you have to designate a lot of money and resources to that culture. So they've had the resources to practice, to do the needful, all those sports science, whatever, psychophysiotherapy, all of those things that these other sports don't have. Where these black folks look at the swimming, look at the gymnastic. It's only these particular sports where that particular culture takes very much interest in is flourishing.
Yes, yes.
No, what soccer? Where's the Bafana Bafana? Remember?
hear
You remember
Bafana.
Bafana? That's
We
so-
only heard about Bafana or South African team during FIFA 2010. After that, you didn't hear about them anymore.
You know why? Because it's a black man's sport.
Yeah.
It's a black South Africa type of sport.
Even the name Bafana.
No more resources coming there. Only the books. Only the books. We'll put money with the books. Not
And
with
that-
this Bafana.
And the crickets.
And the cricket. The
Yes.
Hansi Cronjes of the days. You see?
Aye.
Let's pump money there. That's the culture. Let those people represent South Africa. Mieleru, remove this Chidima. Quick. Mieleru, come.
Here.
You stand here. You will represent South Africa. But South Africa is mostly black. We don't care. You will represent the 7% of this freaking country.
Yes.
You will represent the 7% of this country that looks like you. Forget about the 93. They don't mind.
They will keep quiet. They will just say, they will accept it.
They
Don't
will,
worry.
they will worship you. They will worship you.
Yeah. They won't say anything. They will just accept what we decide. They don't have a choice.
When this channel blows up and they finally get to watch this freaking content and they make it this far in this live stream, that's when they'll start to know that, hey, some people are out here talking the truth. That's when some of those ones will actually be out here and say, hey, these ones, they don't beat around with the truth, huh? Because you know what's the best product? It's the truth.
Of course.
Authenticity.
Yes.
Being real with the people.
There's a saying, the truth will set you free.
And the truth freaking hurts.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, we want to set that black South Africa free.
Yes.
We want to set our people free. We can only set our people free with the freaking truth. That hurts. You freaking black South Africa, you are out here giving a shit too much about makeup, pageants and all, when you should be giving a damn about the land you live in. Look what's happening in Limpopo. Some people feel entitled over there to come out there and take other people's lives away and feed them to pigs. Black South Africa, wake up. It's the truth. It hurts, doesn't it? It hurts, huh? Wake up. You are sleeping.
Yes, man. You sounded like little like we did in school. Like where nakapena, like we're making fun of you.
It's true. They're sleeping.
Yes.
All right. 43-minute intro.
Yo.
Now let's pick up the paper.
Okay.
Pam pam. The tragic event that took place in Polokwane, Limpopo, South Africa on August 17th, 2024 involved the brutal killing of 2 women. Lokodia Ndlovu, 35, a Zimbabwean national, and her South African friend Maria Makwato, 45. The woman, along with Ndlovu's husband, Mobuto Nkube, was searching for discarded food at a dump site in Overfight Farm in Sabayek when they were attacked by the farm's owner, Zakaria Oliver, and his employees, Adrian Devot, 19, and William Musoro, 45. Ndlovu and Makroto were fatally shot, and their bodies were gruesomely disposed of in a pigsty on the farm. while Nkube managed to escape despite sustaining severe injuries, the incident shocked the community, and the suspects were quickly apprehended by the authorities. The charges against them include murder, attempted murder, possession of an unlicensed firearm, and defeating the ends of justice. Musoro faces additional charges under the Immigration Act.
That is disgusting.
Yes.
And a 19-year-old.
So already they had a messed up way of life.
Yeah.
These particular women, that they were searching for food.
In discarded places.
Searching for food. Already they were living a crazy life.
And then for them, and now, like they were already, and now their children are there, left to fend for themselves. Even in that state that they were in.
So they got up and they said, let's go and look for food.
Yeah.
What can we do? Let's go and look for food. We need to feed these kids. And then when they got there, that happened. Now, you who's watching here now, if you are ungrateful about anything you have, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
I am very grateful for this pillow. I'm very grateful for this pen, for this glass of water, for this mic, for this opportunity, for this podcast, for this pace, for this moment in time, just to be able to sit out here and have the luxury of picking up this cup of coffee. It's a freaking privilege.
Yes, amen.
Whatever
Amen.
you have over there. Because just look at the contrast. I'm able to sit up here with my freaking Louis Vuitton shoe and just sit up here like this, while there's some people, some women, had to leave the house that particular 17th of August to go and fend for themselves, to go and look for food where?
In discarded places. They were going through trash.
Yeah. And then they got disposed of.
In a pigsty.
Yeah. Some humans.
You know, if you don't...
Some black South Africans, okay, there was a foreign national too, but some humans.
Jeez, but they were black. And those South African...
It's obviously racially motivated, because if those people were white, that wouldn't have happened.
Yes, they probably would have said, come in, I'll give you some food.
Yes. They'll probably give them something also. That wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, it would not have happened if the skin color was different, because they were racially profiled. And because they were doing it close to those people's farm, they were unalived right there and then. And then disposed of in such a manner which is inhumane. Yeah.
Completely inhumane. The three accused appear in the Menkwege Magistrate Court shortly after their arrest, with the case postponed to August 30th, 2024, for a formal bail application. The case has sparked widespread outrage. Which widespread outrage?
There is no widespread.
This particular person here called the Lutheran doesn't even know what happened. What the hell are you people saying it was out like spread? It never spread. You hid the news. Mainstream media never showed anything. You understand what I'm saying?
I was thinking, who are you talking about? Oh, because...
No, I'm combining what I'm reading here and what somebody asked here.
Yes.
Lutheran, what happened? Who killed who? 2 African women in Limpopo, South Africa, at a farm got killed by white Boers who own a farm. And then they disposed of their bodies by putting their bodies in a pigsty for the pigs to feast on the 17th of August. Okay. Led by Capricorn District Municipality, Executive Mayor Mamedupi Tefe, or something, opposing bail for the accused. The community is deeply disturbed not only by the killings, but also by the manner in which the women's bodies were treated. Overfight Farm. What's the name of that fight? Unverwert. It's an Afrikaans name.
Where is
Here,
this farm?
let me point it. Here. What's the name of this farm here?
Oh, yeah. This is
Over.
Onvervacht Farm.
Onvervacht Farm.
Onvervacht Farm.
Say it again, please. What's the name of that farm?
Onvervacht Farm.
Onvervacht Farm is where the killings of these women happen.
Yes.
In Limpopo, Polokwane.
Yes.
In South Africa. I hereby call for a freaking shutdown of that freaking farm.
Yes.
They must shut it down. And Black South Africa should be out here demanding that they shut that freaking farm down permanently. Permanently. They got that freaking farm for free in the freaking first place. And they have the audacity to come out here and freaking unalive people over there like that. They should shut that freaking farm down.
Yeah, they shouldn't be making money from that farm anymore.
That freaking farm should be shut down. Not because it's a freaking crime scene, but it should just be completely shut down.
Yeah, man.
Yes, and be taken away from these freaking individuals that probably even got it for free. Yes, it should be a freaking place where we should say the acts that happened over there should never happen again.
They should learn a lesson.
But this happens, I'm sure, a lot.
And we honestly don't hear about it because it has not been allowed on mainstream media.
Yeah, because it's their aim. They are out here on a freaking mission to make sure that stories like this stay low. Do not freaking broadcast this. I'm telling you now. See those freaking people that run South Africa? In Stellenbosch?
Yes.
The people that are protecting that culture? The people that are out here like those Cameral Boshoff who established those whites and only towns are still the same ones that are out here saying, Cyril Ramaphosa, no, Muni. They tell the president what to do. President is not in charge there, man.
No,
How can somebody who's in charge not say anything? It's true, it's facts. You got some more comments over there?
It said UFC superfan says they will not do it because it was not done by a Nigerian. Laugh out loud.
It's true.
Yeah.
This tension, this social cultural tension that exists between South Africa and Nigerians is very sad.
It's very sad, man.
It's pathetic and it's ridiculous.
It's useless.
Yes.
So pointless.
Yes. I think we need to invite some Nigerians on our podcast and some South Africans. The decent ones, the decent folks, the smart people, the people that get it.
Let's just talk it out. Let's just see the
Not talk it out. Just no. We should call our friends because we have Nigerian friends and we have South African friends. We South Africans. We should just have these people here with the flags and everything and show these freaking flipping majority of Black South Africa how life is with us.
Yes.
Yes. Go to our Instagram page. And then see how we party together.
Yes.
We good South Africans and good Nigerians.
Yes.
We don't give a crap about that freaking narrative that exists there. The narrative that you guys are entertaining. We party together.
Yes.
First class and all.
Party together, and most importantly, I pray together with Nigerians as well.
Yes.
Goodness.
Yes. And we're watching these freaking people out here, uneducated, most of them, full of arrogance. They don't know nothing. They've never built anything. Out here freaking opening their mouth. Don't talk about us. We'll talk about that. They don't know nothing. There's another one. There was one. Bros. Oh, no. White people killed black women, South African women. And no riots yet. Maybe because those words are not... Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, zero riots.
There won't be any riots.
They're not interested in riots.
Black South Africans, they are too scared.
Black South Africa is busy watching Chidima's case closely.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're too busy watching Chidima's case closely. Although she's in Nigeria, they don't have time to protest for this. Yeah, they couldn't care less. When you check the data, there are only 600 Nigerian in jail. Yes, that's the other thing. There isn't a lot of Nigerian people there in these prisons, in these Paul's Mall, and all these prisons, these jails, these correctional facilities.
Yeah.
Oh, talking about correctional facilities.
What?
And jail places in South Africa. The new minister of correctional facility is a white Afrikaner. They put a white Afrikaner in South Africa. This government of national unity put a white Afrikaner as the minister of correctional facilities.
Yeah, and he only wants to speak Afrikaans.
Yeah, he only speaks Afrikaans.
Oh, he won't speak English.
He's the minister of correctional facilities.
Now that is a stanza. That one, I'm sure he lives in Orania. I'm sure.
He's saying to himself, these black folks will stay in there. Will stay in there, not moving. Which ones were on for parole? Take this thing back to the thing there. Nothing like that is happening. Oh, what do you think he's thinking?
I mean, look at that thing that happened with that Zimbabwean, and they put it on, say, we are living a good life here.
Yes. He says,
this is not going to happen.
Not under my watch.
Uh-huh.
I will make sure that all these freaking people stay inside. Yes. And we're going to go as far as removing certain freaking perks.
Yes.
3 phone calls a week, make it 1. Yes.
Yeah.
Cyril Ramaphosa is not thinking, huh? He's not thinking. He's being told what to do.
Yeah.
Because he's a puppet for the Oppenheimers and the Ruperts, the white folks who run Stellenbosch over there, the people who are actually in charge of South Africa. The minority. You know who's in charge of South Africa? It's the people who own South Africa. You know who owns South Africa? The people who own the land. Who owns the land?
Yes, and that is
not
the white
black
people.
South Africa.
It's the white people.
So they are the ones who are in charge.
Yes.
Cyril Ramaphosa is the president of what? Of what? Of South Africa. Who's South Africa? Do you own it? We're talking about land here. We're talking about the ground. Where are you standing on, man? You're standing on this thing. Where does the plane land here? It lands, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that thing, this whole thing where you stand, where you get up on, where you walk on, we own it, man. We own the ground.
So you cannot tell me that you run this country.
What are you running? What are you running? We own the ground.
You don't run my land.
I don't think, maybe they don't know what the definition of land means anymore, huh? They don't know what the land is. The land means the thing, what you see before you. They own it. They own 80% of it.
Yes.
80% of the land still belongs to the white folks who owned it during apartheid in that South Africa. Those farms, those are their farms. How the hell can they even shut this farm down?
No.
How can they shut the farm? It's not yours.
You don't make the decisions on my farm.
Yes. You know, those suspects can even be shouting at those judges. What was she doing there? She was not supposed to be there. You know, they have to come with a defense.
Yes.
She was intruding.
Because there's no defense that they can have. There's no defense.
She was reaching for something.
In a bin. Come on.
Anywho, you are right, because they control the economy. Yes, they do. They're in charge. All those moguls in South Africa, they live in an area together in Stellenbosch, Western Cape Town.
Yes.
They control the hospital, they control the freaking the shops, the retail, the malls, the infrastructures, the transport, everything. Even the pharmaceutical, the medical sector. They control that. You are sick. We'll increase the price of Panadol.
Yeah.
We'll increase that price. Increase it. They're playing games. Do they have? They don't have. We
then there's
own
no
this.
more sickness. No.
We bring medicine here. Yes, we bring medicine here. Increase the price. They're making money off these black South Africans. There's 93% of South Africa is black. 7% is white. And the 7 is running shit over there.
Yes.
In every freaking sector. And they're also in charge of the freaking mines. We own the mines, De Beers, Oppenheimers, Ruperts. We own the wines, everything. We're in charge. But you can have the position of a president. Yeah, you guys can run the freaking government. We don't have time for that. We'll go to Monaco.
You can seem like you run the government, but you know we are on WhatsApp basis. Wait, huh?
Yes, when I tell you to come, you come. This is who you will put as minister for the correctional facility.
This is the face that we want now.
That guy there? Yes, that white boor. Put him there. And we're going to call this a government of national unity, although it's just a grand coalition between the ANC and the DA. Call it government of national unity. Yes. Yes, just say that. Just tell your mainstream media to just put the GNU. The more time you put it, the more it will go into the heads of these black South Africans. They will truly believe that it's a government of national unity, although it does not involve all the parties. Tell them that we invited all the progressive parties to be a part of this government of national unity, and then invite them, but never go to those meetings.
Yeah, don't show up.
Don't show up.
But tell the media to say it.
Tell the media you invited an invitation to everyone. You extended an invitation to everyone. But don't go to that meeting.
We don't want the Progressive Party part of this GNU.
We don't
you
want.
to form.
The only progressive parties we want are those that are willing to act like our puppets. Even the ones that we sponsored, like the Inkatha Freedom Party, the IFP.
Yeah.
Yes. Put that to fool the masses. To show a little bit of balance. But we know that their freaking vision goes nowhere because we sponsor them. We're the lobbyists around here. We are the richest people in Africa.
Richest people in Africa, please.
It's true. The beers, the diamonds, Kimberly.
Yeah. My goodness.
Yes.
You have been helped so much in the past, South Africa. You are not the richest.
You know, we're talking about money here.
Yes.
If you have the money, my people, if you have the money, are you going to let anybody run shit around you? Never.
No, because the money mentality has made people believe that they have power over another person.
Yes.
Yes.
That's the world we live in. So, and you're talking about 7% of them, and they have all the money. What the hell would they let any system play out according to some freaking draw from the hat?
Yes.
Draw from the hat. It's you think that these rich people, these billionaires, by the way, these billionaires, you think they are out here to just let this system play by itself? Oh, it's a democratic election. There was zero election interference, and who's the next president? And this is and they're just quiet. They're watching the news just like we watching it. Oh.
They are also waiting in anticipation.
And they're not talking to anybody in that government.
Oh,
these
please.
Billionaires, these richest people in South Africa, you think they're just watching the news from afar?
No way.
Let's see how it will happen. They're the richest one. Even that freaking bank reserves in South Africa, bank reserve, a central bank, that's another term, but the bank reserve of South Africa is a privately owned institution.
They make their own decisions. They don't...
The Reserve Bank of South Africa is private.
That is crazy. That is something that has always messed with my mind. Why is the South African Reserve Bank
a private institution?
People's money, the people who make decisions about the normal middle class people's money, they're privately owned.
Even where the state keeps their money.
Oh, yes.
They keep it in an institution that belongs to some private people.
Yeah.
So what are you going to tell those private people? You as the state. What are you going to come and say here? The country's money is in my freaking baby.
Yes, get out.
It's my baby. I'm telling you, colonialism and all those systems and apartheid system are still alive and well in that place. Just take it to that level. You know, so the country knows these are the richest people. These are the richest people. So, when the richest people want to talk, when they want a meeting, they get it. What are you going to tell them? What if we decide to leave this country and to go elsewhere? They believe South Africa is theirs.
Yes.
It's theirs. That's why we're going to establish a white and only town called Kleinfontein, and you're going to put it on Google and everywhere else for people to see that only whites are allowed over there. The rest of them must shut up.
Yes, the Kleinfontein in Oranje was created to preserve Afrikaner culture.
Yes. Before Nelson Mandela comes out, make sure you establish these towns. Yes, because we cannot take a risk with the political and social aspects of this country. Once democracy is ushered in, we cannot take a risk. We should be able to preserve our culture. Whites and only towns.
It's crazy, man.
In this world, it's crazy, huh? Okay, so that name, this freaking farm must be shut down. Where the crime took place has been operational for several decades, primarily as a commercial farming enterprise. It has long been owned by the Oliver family, who have a controversial history in the region due to the past allegations of mistreatment of farm workers and other racial tensions.
Oh, so they have a history in the town.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this same particular freaking farm that's involved in the killing of these women have an history of racial freaking controversial treatment, mistreatment of these black folks. And they've been operating for decades. For decades, they've been getting away with such acts.
Yes.
And now this particular one story has finally made the news, or independent outlets, because mainstream media is not out here to speak on it, because they've been told by the powers that be, shut your mouth.
Because the mistreatment of their workers were kept quiet. They thought, okay, let me push the limit.
Of course.
Let me do this. It's still being kept quiet. Okay, let me try this. And then they just saw two people doing that in the bin. And they said, okay, let's go. Let's go the extra mile.
This is not the first time they probably did this. They've done this before. They've done this before. This story just came out.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? It's not the first, I mean, it's right here. It says this particular freaking farm has been operating for decades, and it has a bad reputation for mistreating these farm workers. And now this story has come out. That's why we're calling for the complete freaking shutdown of this farm. They need to shut it down.
Yes, man.
And Black Africa should be out here freaking protesting and speaking out loud for the shutdown of this particular freaking farm. Facts. Otherwise, Black South Africa has no backbone, no morals, no principles, nothing. They just talk too much and they only care about makeup. They only care about Miss South Africa pageant shit. They don't care about human lives or land.
Yes.
Yeah, they're just out here faking it, left, right, and center. They're a rainbow nation. Rainbows are supposed to live together, man.
Rainbows is a sign of
togetherness.
unity.
Togetherness.
Yes.
All these colors are supposed to live together.
Yes.
Not to create freaking towns that are separate to one another, like freaking Orania and Clemfontein. What kind of rainbow is that? Rainbow is all the colors together. We live together. We fly around together.
Yes.
I mean, we see freaking rainbows out here. All the colors are next to one another. This freaking Black South Africa is out here calling itself a rainbow nation, but these freaking rainbows are separated. What the hell are you calling yourself a rainbow nation for? We need to shut this farm down.
Yes. Boycott being a supplier.
Do most of these South Africans know what the term boycott mean?
They should, man.
How can they know what boycott means when they've never boycotted their life? There's so many freaking things to boycott in South Africa, but they're freaking sleeping. They obviously don't know what the term means. They don't know. They don't know what it means to fight for. Perhaps, maybe, they need some Kenyans in there, because if Kenyans were out there, Kenyans wouldn't tolerate such crap. You remember when those bodies were found from the people that were abducted in Kenya due to that freaking protest?
That brought up another protest.
It brought up another protest. The Kenyans, the Gen Zs came out and protested more. Black South Africa is still freaking sleeping here. We are almost 11 days in since the 17th of August.
Jeez.
And bail will be given to these folks on Friday, and Black South Africa will still come out here and freaking go to watch Miss South Africa pageants in Nigeria. Did Chidima win? Did Chidima win? Did Chidima win?
Yeah.
They're distracted.
Yeah. They're distracted by stupid hate for other countrymen.
They're busy worried about that freaking border and whether Nigeria or Zimbabwe comes there, while some people are being unalived in your own country. Don't get us wrong. We love South Africa. That's why we're talking like this, because we want a proper change. Not that fake-ass change that came in 1994, and now the land is still in the hands of these freaking farmers who think they have the right to come out here and create such freaking atrocities. You see what I'm saying? This is why they don't deserve the freaking land. Because they misuse this land like this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They misuse this land by using it as a freaking dump site.
And a place for them just to treat people the way they want to, because they're standing on their land.
Yo. The farm is located in the Sabayenge area near Menkweng, which is a semi-rural community predominantly inhabited by Black South Africans, with a history of strained relations between the local population and some of the white landowners in the area. So that you see that tension. These, what was that word that they use a lot there to call the black folks? Okay, the YouTube algorithm won't know this, but kafar.
Oh, no, I think they would know that, but yeah.
Would they know that?
They would know that,
YouTube
yeah.
algorithm.
Yeah, yeah.
I said kafar. Coffee.
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 Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Those coffees.
Coffee.
Coffee.
Yeah.
What are those
Coffees in
coffees doing there?
Afrikaans.
What are those coffees doing there?
Yes.
That's the type of tension that existed in those communities. For decades, they've had that tension between them. What are those coffees doing there?
Yeah.
Tell
yeah,
them
yeah,
to get out of there.
The words that these people come up with to call, hey,
They don't play games with their feelings, huh?
yeah.
These Afrikaners, they don't play games with the true feeling of how they feel about these people.
Yes.
They've come out here and said, this is what we will call you. They've come out here and said, this is a white-only town. And they are participating in acts like this where for decades, these black employees or black people, these communities that full of black people that are in their surrounding areas
Yes.
are being mistreated left, right, and center.
And it's sort of just been like swept under the rug. Like, it's okay. It's just another farm mistreating their
It
workers.
never stopped happening.
Yes.
For them to say for decades it's been like this, it's only been 3 decades since that 1994. So that means it never stopped.
Yes.
Some of these people who live in these areas, these rural areas, have been experiencing this all their lives. It never stopped. There was never a break.
Yes.
Yes, it goes on. It's a way of life over there where these particular Afrikaners or Boers feel like they have the right to mistreat these people like this.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the way of life over there. And somebody is like, you see, it's one of those suspects is young, he's like 17 or whatever.
19.
19. That boy, that's all he knows.
That is the shocking part. 19 and you have that mentality. So it's like you grew up with that. It is taught in their house, in their culture.
It's in the fabric of his veins that's how you treat that skin.
Here, in this,
You don't respect that skin. That skin has no right around here. You are the master. You're in charge. And you carry that unlicensed firearm with you if you have to. But these ones, they are animals. You have to protect yourself, protect this life, protect this household. This land is yours. You got it from your ancestors. Understand? Yeah. Ek verstaan? Kom hier so. It's true. That's how they brainwash them. That's how they brainwash them.
yes.
Those boys. And you can see it on those boys' faces that this boy is not listening to anything you're saying.
He's just there with his own vendetta. This is what I've been taught. This is what I know. This is all I know. I don't like this skin color.
This incident has further exacerbated racial tensions in Limpopo, a province that has witnessed several similar incidents of violence involving white farmers and black residents. The crime has drawn national and international attention, highlighting the persistent issues of racial inequality and violence in post-apartheid South Africa. The community has called for a thorough investigation and for the justice system to ensure that such heinous acts are met with the full weight of the law. They've been calling for this for decades, man.
Yes.
You haven't done anything. The only reason why you people are now finally out here trying to say something, they actually don't even say anything. We are the ones talking.
It's been, they haven't said, it's been quiet.
What the hell are they actually going to say? We just need that particular farm to be made an example of, to shut it down. They need to shut that farm down.
Yeah, you need to halt all operations in that area. In that
Black South
farm.
Africa, you need to boycott. They need to shut the freaking farm down. Oh, what's up, man?
Yes.
Show some spirit. Show something. Show something. Say something. They need to shut that farm down. That's the only thing. It's been happening for decades in left, right, and centers in different parts of South Africa.
Yes.
They need to shut it down. Oh, they need to shut it down. The case has become a focal point for discussions about racial violence in South Africa, with activists and community leaders calling for systemic change to prevent future occurrences. The hearings on August 30 will be closely watched, and there is a significant pressure on the judicial system to deny bail and proceed swiftly with the trial. The outcome of this case could have broader implications for racial relationships in South Africa and the ongoing debate about land ownership and racial justice in the country.
Yes.
The accused Olivier de Walt and Mosoro are expected to face a trial that will delve into not just the immediate circumstances of the killings, but also the broader context of racial tensions in the region. The community has mobilized to ensure that justice is served with planned protests and vigils to honor the memory of Dluhu and Makoto. They'd see those protests.
So will they say that they are planned protests? But it's been 11 days.
Yeah, it's been 11 days. It's been 11 days.
Yeah, I don't think that's just something people are saying.
Let's see. I'm sure some people have planned it, but it's the system is the one that we are talking about here. Because the system is the one that comes out here to bar them,
Yes.
to prevent them.
To say, no.
Mainstream media doesn't go there.
Yes, they don't see. Maybe they have protests already. We don't know.
I know. I didn't see no freaking protest. I know. We didn't see any protest.
Yeah.
It will be on the news, man.
Yeah, but maybe mainstream media they're just not there.
There's no protest.
Yeah.
There's no protest. Okay, so now if mainstream media is not there, then that's why we're calling that mainstream media. Because people have phones.
Yeah,
We would have seen things.
Yeah, of course, yes.
There's no social media is quiet.
Yeah, there's no banners anywhere.
There's only us and certain content creators, even in the freaking West, talking about this. The farm itself has been temporarily closed following the incident, with law enforcement securing the area as they conduct further investigations. Community members and activists are pushing for the farm to be permanently shut down or handed over to the state as part of the land reforms efforts. The case is also likely to influence ongoing discussions about the need for tighter regulations and oversight of farms, particularly those with a history of racial conflict. The trial is anticipated to begin later in 2024 with the community and various civil society organizations expected to play an active role in monitoring the proceedings. The outcome will be pivotal in shaping the future of racial and social justice in South Africa, particularly in rural areas where such incidents of violence are most prevalent. Yeah, so, okay, you're also calling for the shutdown? It must happen.
But at least now it's temporarily closed.
Temporarily, we understand any crime scene is temporarily closed.
Yeah.
It's not so that they don't make money. That's just for investigations. They still temporarily closed it. It needs to be permanently shut down.
Yes, for sure.
South Africa.
They must just not get bail on Friday.
They will not get bail. If those people get bail, we will be out there. Yeah, man. I mean, will South Africa do something about it? These black South Africans. Do you think if those suspects get bail, South Africa will actually come out here and denounce that? Or they'll go and tune in and watch Netflix?
They will go about their weekend. It's not my business.
Oh, yeah, it's Friday, huh?
Yeah.
That bail hearing is on Friday. They're already planning their evenings.
Yeah.
They don't care about what. I'm not interested in that. It's not for us. I don't stay in Polokwane. I've never been to that Limpopo.
It's not my business.
It's not my business. Let other people do it. I need to go jiva. It's time to jiva. It's weekend fun. And they have a lot of songs that talk about the weekend.
Yes.
Weekend. Brenda Fassie used to talk a lot about the weekend also.
A weekend special.
Weekend special.
Yes, I'm your weekend special.
Yes. You see, so now this trial is on a freaking Friday. You think these blacks South Africa is thinking like that?
Yes.
They're just thinking weekend special. They'll be drinking their Savannahs and their Antas Dries.
Yeah, guys.
And the South African women will be out there hoping to see the Nigerian men. Because the Nigerian men gets ready to splash during the weekend.
Yes.
The Nigerian man comes out here and buys champagne. And the South African woman will be out there just looking forward to see him come. I'm waiting for him. He's going to pull up in the freaking Lambo. And the South African black man will be so freaking jealous. It's the trend. That's what happens over there. South African black men are jealous of Nigerian men. That's South Africa. It's because you see, if you don't stand for anything, you'll fall for everything.
Yes.
That's what's happening in SA over there. They're falling for absolutely everything because they don't stand for nothing. But how can they stand for something when the land does not belong to them? Where are they going to stand?
They just want to just hate on other people, other nationalities.
They can't stand for any
ridiculous.
freaking principle because the ground is not theirs.
It's not steady.
It's not. Where do you want these people to stand? They can't stand on water. Black people don't swim like that. Understand what I'm saying? It's facts. That's why they're falling for everything around them. Yeah, they don't stand for that stance. We shall not have any whites-only towns in our new South Africa. They're shitting on New South Africa left, right, and center by having no principles.
Yes.
Everything that Nelson Mandela fought for is being run to the ground. They're just letting it go like that, watching it decades after decades. This particular ANC came out here, corruption to the core for 3 decades straight. And now they've lost majority power.
Completely. Yeah.
Low shedding stuff, scarcity of water, all this kind of thing, crime, most inequality type of country on the planet. The inequality status, the old statistic, is so freaking high. I mean, we're just talking facts here. I mean, we got a sense of human personality as we speak these things, but it's all true.
It's all true because this is what is coming out in the news like every day. It's like, there's this that needs to change and that, but it's like you're just flip-flopping on every law that is happening in South Africa.
They don't even read the law, those ones. They don't read. Remember I said Black South Africa doesn't read. They don't read. Black South Africa doesn't take the time to read, to educate itself.
Yes.
It doesn't know what happened in the past, especially between different relationships with different countries. They don't know.
Guys, yeah, relationship with different countries. I mean, there are countries, the country that you are disliking
the most. The giants.
The giants. Those are the ones that have helped you so much in that apartheid era. Black South Africans, they help black South Africans. It's like, because for the past bolt-to-bolt challenge for the past 2 weeks that has been happening.
The bolt-to-bolt.
Yes. So
bolt for bolt.
Oh, bolt for bolt. Sorry, yes. Challenge that was
happening. An Uber for an Uber.
Yes. It brought on a lot of hype between South Africa and Nigeria. And Nigeria keeps on telling South Africans, this day and age South Africans, that we helped you guys.
South Africans don't know that.
They don't know that.
Only the grown folks.
Yes.
People who read know.
Yeah.
People who don't read don't know.
So I wanted to just take the time and just talk about it a little bit, how Nigeria helped South Africa in monetary fashion back then.
You mean in money?
Yes.
You have to say, Black South Africa is listening. You can't use terms like monetary.
So
they're gonna hate me. They just be like, listen to him again. We're trying to listen to what she's saying, and he comes with a freaking insult or a critique. They don't know what monetary means. You have to say money,
yes.
Cash.
Wait, so Nigeria provided substantial financial support to the African National Congress, which is the ANC.
The ANC
yes.
is that party of Nelson Mandela that got majority electoral win since 1994. The party that was in power for 3 decades.
Yes.
The party that Cyril Ramaphosa belongs to now, the president.
Yes.
The ANC. They got money.
Yes. And other anti-apartheid movements from back then. From the 1960s onwards, Nigeria established a fund called Southern African Relief Fund. In 1976, Through this fund, Nigeria made significant financial contributions to support the liberation movements in South Africa. Nigerian citizens were encouraged to donate to the fund, and civil servants were compelled to donate 2% of their monthly salary.
But also, did South Africa see that money? I'm sure they did. They did. But also, I'm sure there's some South Africans who are also saying,
I don't care.
No, not I don't care. We all know the reputation of Nigerian. Maybe they use that money for their own corruption. You want to tell me that all that money came to us? Of course, there's two sides to every story.
But back then, 1960s, come on.
Corruption has always existed. Corruption is not a modern thing.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
No, I know that they gave money. It's an undeniable fact that Nigeria supported the cause.
Yes.
To abolish apartheid systems.
Yes.
But it's not everything that went. I'm sure, man.
I'm sure something
you think
went
Nigeria, you think Nigerian politicians just went like this? Thank you, take. Thank you, take. They went, thank you.
I can also eat something
Take
here.
this first. Not everything at the same. Take this first. Keep giving. Keep giving. Okay, send some first. Send some first. Let's talk more. It's not just a stream like this. But we understand. We understand. We appreciate the cause.
Yes, of course.
I know. Even from the citizens. Actually, all the money that the government owns is from the citizens.
Yes.
From the taxpayers' money. But here they say they took 2%.
2% from the civil servants, as in, the police and things like that.
Yeah.
And then the Nigerian government itself contributed millions of dollars. Over $10 million was raised in total to support the ANC. And there was also an education fund that was established to provide scholarships to South African students who fled apartheid. So between 1976 and 1991, thousands of South African students benefited from that initiative, which included a fully funded scholarship for education in Nigeria.
So South Africans were studying in Nigeria?
Yes, for like maybe 19 years.
Yes. These South Africans who are out here with full hatred.
For Nigeria.
For Nigerians.
Jeez.
These puppets are also not doing a good job.
In recognizing that and saying that, or portraying that in the media right now, to say that Nigeria and South Africa united politically somehow.
Yes, I'm sure politically there's some ties, but they're just not doing a good job to address these tensions that exist on a social cultural level between the citizens. Then there's no incentives, there's no things that they are doing that helps promote like a spirit of unity between the two. Yes,
that's true.
There's not much that they're doing, man. They just living their own lives, these puppets.
Yeah. I also read somewhere that, South Africa, they have a very good South African stores and in Nigeria, like ShopRite, Standard Bank, and there's something else. There's also
but those are private. Those are private stuff.
But they are South African-owned, South African businesses.
Yes.
They have a very good market in Nigeria, but Nigerians have not had the same privilege of having that in South Africa. Nigerians
are able to look at South African-owned entities in Nigeria and leave them alone.
Yeah, and support them wherever we're required. That there's no sort of hatred or dislike for them in that country.
Yes, Nigerians are not out here to vandalize things and to take it out. Look, at the end of the day, even for some Nigerians, those are like small money. Nigerians are entrepreneurs. They go-getters. They go out there and make things happen for themselves.
Yeah.
And we're taking it all the way down to the grassroots level. Individuals. They are out there trying to fend for themselves, to try to make something of themselves. They're not out here complaining to the government all the time.
Yeah.
Now, of course, there's people saying, yes, the fuel prices are high, economic, and all this fine. But when you just look at the cultures, from what you know, Nigerians are go-getters more than South Africans.
Yeah.
So they're not going to be out here really, thinking so much about the stuff that they appreciate those businesses, those South African-owned businesses that are in Nigeria. They appreciate them. It's a form of developing the nation also. Black South Africa got lucky because a lot of the settlers from that Germany and France and where else? Germany, France, and
what is it?
the Dutch.
Yes.
That settled there in that South Africa. Because those settlers came with an idea, with a mindset of establishing things over there and actually settling there. Those colonizers didn't plan to go and settle there in Nigeria. They just came to dig, give us, we're going back. In South Africa got lucky because settlers wanted to settle there. So they ended up building for Black South Africa.
For them.
Eventually. Yes. But the fact that Black South Africa is out here freaking standing up here like saying we, it's pathetic.
It's stupid.
It's ungrateful.
Yes.
Black South Africa is extremely ungrateful for what Nigeria has done for them since the 1960s, when they were still being strangled by the apartheid system. The Nigerians came out here and helped and supported and led the cause, the mission to abolish that apartheid.
Exactly.
Black South Africa is extremely ungrateful for that happen. And most of these Gen Zs in South Africa, most of these young youth, they don't know. They don't know. This is 2024. Some of these freaking South Africans in the comment sections are not even 30. We're talking things from 1960. You better go read. Yeah, you must read. You must read. Don't let the wrath of God come upon you. Don't be ungrateful. They helped you before.
Yes.
That one, I'll clip it for them and I'll put it on that freaking TikTok.
Nigeria's stance on apartheid. Nigeria was one of the most vocal opponents of apartheid on the global stage. It consistently pushed for the isolation of the apartheid regime in South Africa.
Consistently?
Yes.
Some other people did some things consistently for you. You cannot even do anything consistently for yourself other than watching Miss South Africa pageant.
They did that through economic sanctions, political pressure, and diplomatic isolation. The United Nations involvement Nigeria played a leading role in the United Nations Special Committee against apartheid, which was established in 1962. Nigeria was under the leadership of various governments, consistently used its position within the UN to advocate for sanctions against South Africa and to push for the international community to take a firm stance against apartheid.
So Nigeria was pushing for sanctions against the apartheid regime, the apartheid government in South Africa.
Yes, it was
for the good and better of South Africa.
Exactly.
To help abolish that apartheid system.
Yes.
Yes. They pushed internationally.
Yes.
Let me just try to go in here because these people are talking here. What's the name here? Let me go from... He who feeds you owns you. They control the land, economy, schools, hospitals, hotels, and they only leave the politics to Black South Africa, and now they have come for the politics. That's Israel saying that about the Afrikaners, white folks, the minorities of South Africa, which is true. They control everything. They're in charge. They are the ones who are in charge. And they say, you people go stand as puppets in these governments, in these freaking, whatever parties you people come from, stand there. But we'll puppeteer this whole freaking thing from Stellenbosch.
Yeah.
We'll do everything from here. But, okay, you guys are messing up. We're going to come in there. We're going to send our own puppets of our own color. We'll send them in there now. These are the elites, the moguls. This one. Why so many insults to South Africans? Because they didn't choose the history imposed to them, as all African countries were colonies and still controlled by the West and the East. El Radi. Why so many? It's not insults. It's critiques.
Yes.
It's calling them out. It's not insult. He's trying to say that they didn't choose the history that was imposed on them and that it's not their fault. So many African countries out here also who have been and who still are under the rule of the West also went through the same. Not Burkina Faso, Mali, or Niger. They're out here fighting. You understand what I'm saying? And yes, they didn't choose their history. But do they even know their history?
That is the most important part.
I mean, that's what you're busy reading there.
Yes.
History.
Yes.
That they should know.
Yes.
So if they didn't choose their history, you must at least first ask. Don't jump the gun whether they chose. How could they have chosen or not chosen something they don't know? They don't know the history.
Yeah, they weren't even born then, which we know that, but they need to know the history.
Do you know this history? You don't know this history, El Radi. Because if you knew, you'd perhaps maybe speak something on this history. What do you think, first of all, El Radi? Since you are here, welcome. You're welcome. Say something about what Madame just read here. What do you think about the fact that Nigeria led the way to support the movement to abolish apartheid in South Africa since the 1960s? What do you think about that, sir? Please speak on that. Yes. Yes, we understand that most colonies, most countries out there, including the Democratic Republic of Congo, are fooling around. There are puppets all over the place. But right now, we're representing the voices of the people in Polokwane, and we have to touch on these freaking issues because of what happened with the freaking Bolt for Bolt challenge and Chidima. So we are on this particular topic now. When it comes to different colonies and different countries in Africa, do yourself a favor, go through this freaking page. There's more videos over there. You see how we touch on every other freaking country.
Yes.
Yes. So take a chill pill. Welcome here. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe now so that you can be notified when other streams come along.
Yes.
And then you'll see that we also call out other puppets who do the wrong thing, just like we've done so much, even on who? Paul Kagame and Rwanda.
And William Ruto from Kenya.
William Ruto from Kenya. Equatorial Guinea, those presidents that are in power for 42 freaking years.
Yes.
Go to freaking Cameroon, we have Paul Biya there for 42 freaking years. We call all these puppets out.
We even call Tinubu out as well.
Even Tinubu, we call him out. We know that he's a corrupt one. He's the godfather of all corruption. We call people out. We're not out here saying Nigerians are the best. We call a spade a spade. Arati, if it's your first time here, welcome. I hope I've taken the time now to address your comment. Now you should feel privileged because I just took freaking 10 minutes on you. What the hell?
Thank you for the support.
and robust conversations are okay. Yes, don't be too sensitive here, huh? Don't be too sensitive, please. Let the tone is destined.
The tone is what it is.
Yes, but it's just, let's talk. What's next? If you're on StreamYard, you can invite people to call in. I'm not on StreamYard yet, but I'm going to get StreamYard too so that we can do these people to invite people in.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, we will. For now, this is all still an introduction.
To us.
To you guys. We're introducing ourselves to you guys. Let's give you guys 300 videos first. You understand? 300 videos. Let's have spoken about all 54 freaking countries in Africa first.
Yes.
Let's give you everything from different aspects, and then we start calling in, so that when you call in, you know that, okay, I'm talking to him, he's mentioned this before. I'm talking to her, they've mentioned that before. You understand, huh?
Yes.
Yes. They gotta know. Drug dealers don't work for their money, so they spend it like cuck. This is somebody trying to say, when I was talking about, it's the South African black woman that loves the Nigerian men so much because they splash. It's weekend special, they're gonna splash.
And that is that South African cuck.
So this South African guy came out here. Who is this? This is that Major Web project. I know that name. He was also here, I think, in the previous part.
Oh, yes, he was here, yes.
Yes, this one speaks like this, we know. But thank you for joining in again.
Thank you very much, yes.
Although you are wrong, although there are cases like that, there are cases like that, but that's not what we are addressing here. Yes. You need to be real with yourself, projects. You need to be real with yourself. Projects, where are you from? Where are you from? Are you South African?
I think he said SA the other day, yeah.
It does not matter what Nigeria did back then. Ungrateful. Ungrateful.
How can you actually say something like that?
He's ungrateful.
Yo.
It doesn't matter what Nigeria did back then because he didn't live in those times.
Yeah, but you are where you are because Nigeria helped you back then.
He doesn't have a spirit of patriotism. He's not a patriot, because if he was a patriot, he would have appreciated what Nigeria did for his people. He's not a patriot. He doesn't have the patriot spirit. You understand what I'm saying? I would appreciate and respect and acknowledge people who have done things to help my country.
Yes.
Yes. Even in the same breath, let me use this example. As much as we're being hard on South Africa now, we also acknowledge the fact that South Africa is also part of the countries that are sending troops to fight in East Democratic Republic of Congo, to fight M23, to fight the rebel groups over there, to destabilize, to fight the rebel groups that are currently destabilizing East Congo.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So we appreciate that part of South Africans, but there's been a podcast on that. We've shown our condolences and we've passed our condolences to the troops that lost their lives in that particular place.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we've mentioned that. But this podcast right now, it's about Limpopo and it's about your lack of action or initiative.
Yes.
About these particular different cases.
Mm-hmm.
So we will say, yes, well done here. And then we'll also say, what the hell do you think you're doing over there?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a give and take.
Yes, it's a give and take. We're not going to overlook anything.
Yes.
In this one. Tell them to stop dealing in drugs, human trafficking, prostitution, kidnapping, etc. Man. You need to also tell your people, yes, if you are doing that, Nigerian, stop. I told them. You also tell your people, you tell your Afrikaners to stop what they're doing also over there. Then give us your opinion. What's your opinion on Kleinfontein or Orania?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't
He
see
said, this UFC super fan said, drugs. If there was no demand, there would be no. You shouldn't say the demand is within these black South Africans.
Yes, man.
So why are they taking it? Because their way of life is crap. Because the puppets are not doing anything. Because they don't have the land. They don't have the money. They don't have the means. That's why they need that substance. And so this is actually saying, Nigeria is looking after your situation.
You guys.
We
It's
need
like a
to
supply
come
and
together,
demand.
people. We need to come together. South Africans and Nigerians and all Africans must come together. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Talking to projects. The only business Nigeria knows is selling. Oh my God. Come on, say something else. Can you find another business to do in South Africa other than selling? Oh, come on, project. Projects is just saying the same thing.
Please, man.
Okay. Stop killing people then. Stop kidnapping people. Okay, they were fighting about. They were arguing.
Okay.
History is a compass that show where you're going in South African schools. The kids don't learn history. Yes, they don't.
Not at all.
That's Romeo. You guys are great. Thank you, Lutheran. Thank you. Appreciate you. Remy 1. South Africans are still hunted and tormented by the tortures they received from their apartheid masters. That's why they are licking white horses by hustle to fellow black Africans. Yeah.
Yes.
South Africans are still hunted and tormented. Okay, I got that one. All right, same one again. I can tell Patrick has been all over the globe. You can't be the experience of of experience of a travel man. Okay. Thank you. He's saying you can tell I've traveled. All right. What's this other one? The person that made clothes for your president and first lady is a Nigerian. Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay, people. Thank you very much. Appreciate
Yes.
that. Okay. Let's go on. Where were we?
Yes.
So some money was given to
money
South Africans.
To ANC, to the ANC party in support of abolishing the apartheid, and they took stances globally to abolish that period. And then Nigeria was instrumental in the Commonwealth's decision to impose sanctions on South Africa. Nigeria boycotted Commonwealth Games where South Africa was allowed to participate and was a key player in pushing for South Africa's exclusion from international sports and other global forums.
Nigeria was just doing this for South Africa.
Yeah.
Then they deserve to be called, they deserve the title the Giants.
Yes, man. They deserve that title.
You can't be out here doing small things, not taking care of your own citizens, not giving a crap what's happening in Limpopo to those two women, and want to say that you should be called a giant. Giants of what? Giants of ignoring issues?
Yeah.
No, you should only be called a giant if in history, if in 1960 you sent some money to South Africa as Nigeria.
Exactly,
So
man.
you deserve to be called a giant. So Black South Africa needs to come out here and relax.
It's crazy.
Me, I just keep giving it to them. Okay. Whites rule in South Africa. Natives live in refugee camps in their own country, and they are proud to call them Gasalemi. I don't know what that is. It's sad. Yes, it's true. You know, they rule that place. They own 80% of it. Nigeria never did anything for us. That was a bunch of politicians stealing your money using South Africa as an excuse. We in South Africa don't recall any money coming from outside to help us. Ask ANC, not us. My friend, please.
You guys.
Did you read, what's his name? John. Have you read before, John? John, you cannot just, John, you look, when I look at your picture, you look, Holy Spirit, please help me. John looks 29. Yeah, he looks 29. If he's 29, how old are you, John? Be honest, God is watching you.
Yes.
God is watching you right now, John. How old are you? Don't lie, huh? You have to live with yourself later. How old are you?
Or how old were you in that picture?
In this picture here.
Yes.
No, actually, where you are right now, where you stand right now, not tomorrow. How old are you now? Anyway, it's about reading. You have to read. You cannot deny the fact that the Giants helped. They sent money. They led that initiative. It's everywhere. Everybody knows that it's an undeniable fact.
Yes.
Understand? We are not saying that Nigeria is not a corrupt nation. We are not saying that. We are saying that they helped. Whether they helped, they helped.
Yes, of course. They made they tried to help abolish apartheid internationally because ANC was a black party then. They didn't have the reach. So obviously they needed help from outside of the country, and Nigeria was that help.
John, let me tell you something, man. Nigeria got their independence in 1960. South Africa only got theirs in 1994. That's 3 decades after. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when 10 years in, let's say in the 1970s, of course Nigeria is already free. They got their independence.
Yeah.
But South Africa down there, they still freaking struggling in that apartheid system. That's why Nigeria had things to say.
Yes, they had the freedom to say it and to do and to help
South
the way they wanted.
South Africa is one of the last countries on the planet to have gotten that independence or democracy. It's one of the last countries. Huh? Most countries here in Africa, it's all 1960. South Africa came on 1994. Hey, you come in 1994 and you still want to talk too much. Relax. It's true. That's what's happening here. That's what's happening here. Yes. Only in 1994. These people got theirs in 1960. Now, we all know that it's fake independence. When you get into all the paperwork of independence, most of these African countries also in the West, including Nigeria and all these other countries, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, and all these other countries, it's fake independence. I call it fake independence because colonial pacts were signed with the colonizers. You know those colonial pacts. This is why Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger are now fighting so hard to get rid of these colonial systems that have been in place for decades. because most of these African countries cannot do anything economically because they are being told what to do. They've signed colonial pacts. Founding forefathers have already signed colonial pacts that gives France or most of these colonizers all the right to do whatever they want to do in these countries to protect their interests, you know?
Yeah.
So we know if we want to start disputing independence, that's another thing. But just in terms of whatever these puppets could have been able to do, the fact is Nigeria came out here and was assisting
Yes, of
in
course.
leading the abolishment of apartheid in South Africa. You have to be grateful, John.
Yes, John. Be grateful. Nigerian leaders, particularly those like General Hulos, I cannot pronounce
Something
his
Obasanjo.
name. Obasanjo, yes. And then later, President Shagari wrote several letters to South African leaders condemning apartheid and calling for the release of Nelson Mandela and other political prisoners. Those letters also frequently urged South Africa to dismantle its apartheid system and to embrace majority rule. Nigerian leaders sent numerous communications to other world leaders and international organizations advocating for the isolation of the apartheid regime. These letters were part of a broader campaign to build a global consensus against apartheid and to support the liberation movements in South Africa.
They don't want to listen to that.
Not at all.
That kind of truth hurts, huh?
Yes.
But it shouldn't. It shouldn't.
It's a beautiful thing.
I hope we could go back to the days where other African countries showed interest for each other like this.
I mean, you can see that they literally took the active role in trying to abolish that regime.
Wait.
I can't see all of those comments.
Let me see. Okay, that was John. There are Nigerian with big businesses in South Africa. Dangote even have a cement factory. Yup. Dangote, he's still getting a lot of pressure about his refinery. You know?
Yeah.
There's too many rules and regulations over there. They're really after him. You're born and bored South Africans who, oh my God, hoodlums and criminals killed Lucky Dube because of
What?
carjacking. Did Nigerians teach them that? My friend, also try with the English,
What
please.
are you talking about?
I don't know how to get in there.
Lucky Dube?
You were asked to contribute for your in my secondary school as your white masters. My friend, please, the English, let me skip that one. Most countries in Southern Africa went to war for democracy. It was not given. But you had to fight for it and you needed the support of other people. History don't lie. South Africans should Google it, how Nigerians instrumental help South Africans during apartheid regime. Yes, facts.
Exactly.
You just read it. We're actually reading it for them because we know that they don't read.
This is why we are taking this time to do this.
Yeah.
Because we have the comment section in our TikTok and in YouTube. It's like you are not educated on the significant role that Nigeria played in that regime.
A lot of people, when they're getting ready to insult us in the comment section, especially on that freaking TikTok, the first word is, you don't know your history. We are out here streaming live, reading.
The history.
Yes, for you, because we know a lot of you don't read. A lot of Black South Africa doesn't read. Black South Africa, you deserve this, because let me tell you something. We are for unity. We want African countries to unite on a political level and on a social and cultural level. We want to enjoy each other's different cultures. I love going to Nigeria, to Lagos and to Abuja and partying there and chilling with the locals. I love it. I'm Congolese. Simultaneously, I love being in Kemps Bay waterfront, even all the way to Guguletu, Sandton in Gauteng, in KwaZulu-Natal. Been to both countries. This particular Congolese person has been to Nigeria, to Lagos, and to Abuja. And I've also been in all of those places in South Africa, including close to that freaking Orania too. Mingled with the people I have a lot of them in my WhatsApp. Different people, educated people from both nationalities. And I'm telling you guys, you don't know what you're missing.
Yes.
It's beautiful to be able to chill with people from different cultures, to be a multicultural individual.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? Learn from one another, chill out and live life and embrace yourself.
Yes.
There's a spirit of togetherness.
It can only but better you as a person to be multicultural.
Some of these South Africans that are out here, out for Nigerians, have never even been to Nigeria. Some of these Nigerians also vice versa have never been to South Africa. You guys don't know what you're doing. Take it from people who've been to both countries. You don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, because I'm sure you black South Africans, you are eating that jollof rice.
They love it.
You are eating that igusi.
Those taste bites don't lie.
Oh.
Those taste bites don't lie. Yes, and they love to dance to that Afro beat too.
Yes, of course.
Vice versa, Nigerians also love that Amampiana.
Yes.
There are traits about both of you that both of you love about each other.
Exactly.
You're out here, both of you fronting towards one another. You should take a chill pill.
And
Take a freaking chill pill. Because just imagine if these two countries play a significant role in the whole freaking Pan-Africanist movement of the entire motherland. If these two countries that have huge freaking potentials out here could just freaking get along.
Yes, man.
Shoo.
Yes.
They divided you in 1884 and you are playing right in the palms of their hands with this freaking tension between the two of you. Why are you entertaining this freaking division or separation that was imposed on you? That's your brother and that's your sister. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Is there hope for these people?
I would yes, I would want to say that there's hope.
So we need to fast and pray for South Africans and Nigerians to get along. We need to fast and pray, Arlene.
Yes, we do.
We need to fast and pray for these people.
Yes.
So that they can get an epiphany, so they can understand that they are family. They are one. They look alike.
You're one Africa, people.
And they both have different talents.
That's appreciated.
And they are both important to the overall mission of Pan-Africanism.
Yes.
Nigerians and South African, you people have to get along. You're pissing some of us off.
Yes, man. Get along.
Yeah. Well, okay, Romeo. Okay, let me go to... John said something. John responded.
Okay.
Let me go to John. Okay, let me go first. There's some... I wonder. Okay. Our Nigerians musicians did their best. Okay, Angolans, Zimbabweans, and Tanzanians were the only people who cared for us. The rest was scared of the apartheid government, and those countries are not bothering us. John, do yourself a favor, really. So, okay, John, are you denying that Nigeria led or took part in assisting to abolish apartheid in South Africa? Are you denying that? Just Google.
I mean, just type into Google. It will come to you within 1 second. Did Nigeria help South Africa in apartheid era?
Actually, we'll recommend some books for you to read. Not just so that you don't just rely on Google.
Rely on yourself to actually type it. No.
Political freedom without an economy freedom is useless. Yes. John, don't lie. Zimbabwe, Nigeria, Algeria, Egypt, Uganda, Mozambique played big role. John, where do you think Umkhonto came from? They had camps in Zimbabwe. Okay, Romeo is talking to him. Wait, isn't that white farmer in jail right now? And if we look at the high number of extortions in South Africa, I can imagine how paranoid white South Africans are. Too many murders unsolved. Yes, whoever these white farmers are who did that in Limpopo are behind bars. But on Friday, there's a bail hearing.
Yes.
And that trial is expected to only begin towards the end of the year. Okay, we're already at the end of the year. Later. They said late 2024. But there's a bail hearing on Friday. And we don't want to see any freaking bail being given to these folks.
Exactly.
They must stay in there.
They must stay behind bars.
And even if these people are apprehended and they are behind bars, still Black South Africa should come out here and speak more. There must be certain demands that you must make. Like the complete freaking shutdown of that farm. Permanent shutdown.
Yes.
Yes, just let the people see that you're standing for something. You can't keep quiet because, okay, you got arrested, let's go on. It should be a freaking movement that stands up for principles.
Exactly.
Yes, just his arrest isn't enough. It's an opportunity also to change the freaking system. Because this mistreatment of these farmers, of these farm workers, this isn't the only incident. It's been happening for decades. It never stopped. It's a trend in these particular rural areas, and these white boers who own these farms, these landowners, they're always out there mistreating these people.
And it's always just kept quiet, as in like it's become sort of the norm, especially in those farm towns. And that is what we are wanting to abolish completely. There should not be mistreatment of farm workers, especially if they are black.
As a Nigerian, I would never board a flight that will have a stopover in South Africa, let alone visit South Africa. They behave too wild. So as a Nigerian, he said he will never board a flight that might even have a stopover in SA because they behave too wild. They're not that bad, brother or sister. They're not that bad. They're not that bad. They are okay. You know, again, it's not all South Africans. There's a narrative. Be careful with narratives. Because actually when you land, as we speak currently, there's thousands of Nigerians in South Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're living together. There's a narrative online also.
Yeah.
So don't always believe everything online, but there is truth in what is happening also. But it's not that crazy, bro. They're not that wild. They're just different to you.
Yes.
Yeah. Please get the premise right. Nigerians don't hate South Africans. Yes, they don't. Actually, not at all. Actually,
they don't hate.
I think the dislike is even more. To call a spade, the dislike is mostly from SA.
Yes, and the Nigerians are just sort of reacting.
Yeah, Nigerians.
It's like, why are you calling us out, man? Just relax.
Nigeria doesn't have time to entertain that shit.
Yeah.
Nigeria just reacts.
Yeah.
All the time.
They say you cannot do this, so okay, I'm just gonna react because
Although
they're not doing any xenophobic protests. No.
Man. Now, this argument that some people will say, no, but they're selling this, they're selling that, drugs or whatever. There are some bad apples. There are some bad apples everywhere.
Yeah, naturally.
Yes, there's bad apples everywhere, but it mostly comes from SA side. Because SA is the one who feels as if the opportunities is being taken away by these foreigners that come to SA.
Yes.
What opportunities? There's no opportunities. What opportunities is there in South Africa, by the way? South Africa, let me talk to you for a second. There's no freaking jobs over there, man. There's no opportunities. What is it? They're taking our opportunities, they're doing this. No. Most Nigerians don't even work in these freaking corporate places or these places. They're just entrepreneurs. So be yourself an entrepreneur if you need to be as a South African.
Yeah, make your own opportunity.
Yes, most Nigerians in that South Africa are entrepreneurs. Now, some of them will come out here and say, yeah, they're selling these substances or those substances. It's not all of them. Like I said before, you get bad apples everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
But the point here is there's no opportunities to being taken away from you. You need to get up and do things for yourself also. What the hell? Everybody's out here doing that. Every freaking government out here is corrupt. and everybody out here is trying to make it.
Yes.
South Africans want a handout. They want a complete handout. Jesus. That spirit doesn't get you no way. So, okay, even if they remove all the foreigners out of South Africa today, Black South Africa will still be where it is. The land will still be in the hand of the freaking minority.
Yeah.
It's not like it's going to change. You should actually be lucky that you have some foreigners there. They're helping you see a different way of life, a different perspective. Because what experience do you have? You only came out in 1994. Some of these countries came out in 1960.
Yes.
They've traveled. They have experience. We have to get together, South Africa. South Africa is not yet free. I'm a Zimbabwean all along, and I thought South Africans were free until I came here, only to find South Africans still live in the refugee camps.
Hey, refugee camps.
It's a refugee camp because that land is still owned by the minority. The apartheid regime still owns that land. That's why he's putting it this way.
Yeah, I get it.
We love our Nigerian brothers and we understand their struggles, but they need to look into how South African policies were meant to benefit South Africans. I have colored friends and they also feel excluded. I don't really get what you're trying to say, but who feels excluded?
The coloreds.
Excluded from what? Then they need to include themselves.
Noah. We love our Nigerian brothers and we understand their struggles, but they need to look into how South African policies were meant to benefit South Africans. I have colored friends and they also feel excluded.
Look, so are you saying that the policies that are currently in place in that Sud-Afrique are only benefiting Nigerians?
That they're not benefiting, no, that they are benefiting black South Africans and not coloreds because they are feeling excluded.
Which black South Africa is doing well?
Oh.
Those black South Africa is not doing well. Even that BEE thing that they had in place before, it was full of corruption.
Of course.
Look, the problem is also not just between us, the people. It's these puppets that are in charge that are not actually doing what they're supposed to be doing. There's 40 of you guys here right now. Please like the video. Please like the video. I'm sorry for pointing. I'm asking you nicely. I know I have a tone, but please like the video. Love you so much. Love you so much. Thank you for taking the time to be here.
Yes. Thank you very much for your continuous support. Please, thank you very much. And hit the notification bell as well.
I have a South African national who came here to study during the apartheid regime. And he's still here as a professor in our university.
Now, you see?
You see, that particular professor, that particular South African who now lives or resides in Nigeria, couldn't give a crap about these freaking narratives that's happening here. He's out there saying to himself, I love this culture.
Yes.
You know, being in Nigeria, it's like being in a freaking carnival, huh? A festival.
There's always
a freaking vibe.
Like,
Man.
I feel like there's always joy with Nigerians. They always ready to feast.
Man, there's a vibe, huh?
Yes.
So, I mean, I've like I said before, I've been to Lagos, I've been to Abuja, I've been to Cape Town, I've been to Johannesburg. I'm telling you, there's a vibe in Lagos. Just imagine. If we can be dancing to Afrobeat from outside of Afrobeat like this, I'm outside of Nigeria. Imagine being there.
Yes.
There are songs you haven't heard of. There are beats you haven't heard of. The way of life, the freedom, the chillness. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Oh man, you have to like experience it. That's why a lot of them, you know, this is an unnecessary tension. Completely. Nigerians have more experience with South Africa than South Africa has with Nigeria.
Exactly.
Because
South Africans, they don't want to go into Nigeria. I don't know why.
Nigerians have traveled more. South Africa just used to travel a lot to that UK. Let me go to UK, but Nigeria runs UK also. Nigerian UK nationals, there's a lot of them.
There's a lot, man.
Nigeria has more experience when it comes to being multicultural. Nigeria's been out there. That's why they just respond, like you said, they just react to South Africa. Black South Africa will say some shit or do some shit and then Nigeria reacts.
Yes.
But Nigeria is not out here to initiate any form of freaking challenge or any form of freaking aggression or confrontation. They're too busy making money for that. They're too busy freaking winning BET awards, like I said.
Yes.
Yeah, they're not in the mood to start some stupid shit. If there's no money there, Nigeria's not there. They just react. Whenever Black South Africa comes out here and says some shit, then Nigeria says, hey.
Yes.
Out. And then everybody comes out. And the Nigerian took it to another level. Yeah, why do you let sleeping lions lie? Or sleeping dogs?
Let the sleeping dogs lie.
Let the sleeping dogs lie.
Yes.
Yeah, don't provoke.
Don't provoke the giants.
Why insulting Black South Africa, guys? We're not insulting them, we're calling them out. There's a difference.
We are just asking, well, we're just wondering on how they are just living in these situations. They are just allowing things to happen around them without them reacting.
Yes, we are calling them out because 2 women lost their lives there in that Polokwane, Limpopo, and South Africans are out here quiet, not doing anything. But when it was about Chidima, they had stuff to say.
Yes.
So that's why we're calling them out, to answer your question, my brother. That's why. And we still love them with the love of the Lord.
Yes, always.
But we are calling them out because they took quiet when there's an atrocity that just happened. I mean, am I talking English here or Chinese? Does this sound like I'm picking a side?
No, there's no sides.
This actually should sound like I care about those particular South African lives. Those 2 women. We are here talking for these. You see, it's about perspective. It's about perspective. We are outraged at the fact that 2 South African, like a South African woman and a foreign national, those Africans whose lives was robbed at that farm in Polokwane. We are outraged by that act, that we are out here saying, Black South Africa, wake up, what you think you're doing. I don't understand where the confusion is happening, where you are thinking that's an insult.
There's no insult.
When we're coming out here to say, you too quiet, stop sleeping, go out there and protest or do something, change the system, say something, don't be quiet. Why are you understanding that to be an insult? Huh? Rami, is it Rami?
Radi.
Radi. I don't understand where the miscommunication is happening here. El Radi. Those farms should be taken from those white farmers in Limpopo. Yes, Romeo, that's what we've been saying here. We're calling them out. They should shut them down first and definitely taken away from them. We don't care if they've owned those farms for decades. We don't care.
Don't care if it's a generational thing there.
Yeah, we don't care. We're taking it. Yeah. It's not Nigeria as a country. It's these Nigerian individuals, South Africa destroying the Nigerian good image. What is
No, you're saying that it's not Nigeria as a country. It's these Nigerian individuals in South Africa destroying the Nigerian good image, I think. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Like I said, there's bad apples all the time.
Exactly.
There's bad apples everywhere. Yes, there's some individuals in any country that do stupid things. Go to that South Africa also. Look at the jail system. There's more South Africans there than there are like anybody else. Okay, as expected, because there's majority of them in the country. Yes, I know. But still, there's bad apples everywhere. What we need to do is just... You have to understand, South Africa also, you are a multicultural place now. You're a Why don't you... Okay. Gauteng. Anyway, I'll get to that story in a minute. Let me go to... Both nationalities are writing in horrible English. So this one is like... Let me check the comment section.
Yeah, he's going through.
These people can't write, man.
How is he supposed to talk here?
This one is out there saying, these Nigerians don't know how to write English, and these South Africans also don't know how to write English. These both nationalities can't write here, man. What's that? The Lutheran.
Yeah, Lutheran.
Yeah, I'm having a problem trying to read this shit, man. I have to zoom in and say, what? And then you have to take it.
Yes.
Mugabe kicked off Mkunzweni and other South Africans apart for those who were working for white farms owned by South Africans, white farmers. Okay. You both are doing a great job. Nigeria government and South African government are using their citizens as a scapegoat.
Yes.
Yes, these freaking puppets are out here quiet. And we, the people with limited resources, are the ones trying to freaking resolve these things. Are the ones trying to recreate a better narrative.
Yes.
To get rid of this freaking hatred that exists that's brewing That's this tension.
Yes.
You know? The puppets are freaking sleeping. They just want to get voted for. And then they go doing their own freaking things.
Yes.
Yeah, and we are trying to paint a better image. The puppets are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. The whites are in your country, depleting your wildlife, killing your pig, your big five on daily basis, killing it, calling it a sport. You guys are cowardice towards oppressors, but aggressive towards fellow Africans. What a shame. That is facts right there. Yeah, that Remy says. It's true.
Yeah.
They use them. That's 7% of white minorities in South Africa is out here even killing the big five.
Yeah, they are hunting. They are, that's true.
It's a sport. And they have free land. They're killing. They're used to freaking hunting and all this stuff. That's why they come out and do stupid shit like this in Limpopo.
Yeah. They
walk around with unlicensed firearms. And they do this shit. At 19, what are you doing with an unlicensed firearm? What kind of culture is this that you people want to preserve?
Yeah, I mean, you just finished school and you're already walking around with an unlicensed firearm. Jeez.
Let the law take its course and stop yapping. Okay, Priya.
Thank you, Priya.
Priya. This one doesn't have a backbone of fighting. So she'll be out here just to talk some shit and then she'll go quickly and she'll go to the mall soon. Yes, she doesn't have time for this. She doesn't have time to change. I told you, Priyas are out here only protesting against individuals. This is the type that will protest against an individual, not against a system.
Yes. They're not protesting against any change.
Yes.
No.
She doesn't understand, and she doesn't have it in her to understand that there's a system here that must change.
There are policies.
And that this particular act that happened now exposes a certain system. This act, this supposed thing that happened on the 17th of August, Priya, has just exposed a certain system that exists there. That's been happening there for decades.
Exactly.
Yes, this one came out to expose that. Can you understand what we are saying to you? It means if you don't try to use this particular incident to change a system, a way of life that these people in these rural areas have been exposed to for decades, it means you don't care. It means you don't care. You want to pick your battles. Yes, it means tomorrow it will happen again. And those particular whatever farmers will try to do a better job.
And hiding it.
To dispose of it in a different way.
Yeah.
Yes. This particular chick is out here to just say, leave it in the hands of the law. What's your problem? Let's go and eat. This is a lazy mindset, this one. This one is the one that also knows that Orania is a white and only town in South Africa, but she doesn't want to do nothing. She's satisfied with the breadcrumbs that she has. This particular one. She probably doesn't even know Fontaine.
No. No, probably not.
Priya. They will not do it because they want no smoke. Yes, they want no smoke. They're afraid. They don't have that spirit of the Kenyans. See that spirit of the Kenyans, the Gen Zs over there who are out there fighting for systems, not for against individuals only. What's an individual? Nigerians will leave their own families, go hungry just to feed foreigners. That's how receptive we are.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, because they took that 2% from them.
Yes.
They say, okay, take money from us, help abolish that freaking system in South Africa. And then Priya is out here just focusing on the wrong thing.
Exactly, man. It's like, get your priorities right.
There's not even a list of priorities.
Yeah.
For you to even say, get your priorities right,
It
means there's some form of a list somewhere. They don't even have a freaking messed up list. You understand? They are just going days of a lifestyle. That's what tomorrow they vote for EFF, today they vote from MK, the next day they vote for ANC, and I said national government, GNU, Chidima, they talk too much there, the killing happens in Limpopo, they say nothing. They don't have a list. There's no list. They don't sit down to read.
Yeah.
The history. They don't know that Nigeria helped them from the 1960s to abolish that freaking apartheid. They have no clue.
They don't
know
want
that.
to.
They don't know that this killing that happened in Limpopo is exposed a system to fight against. They have no clue. There's no list. So telling them get your priorities in order is giving them the benefit of the doubt to even think that maybe they have a list. There's no list. It's true.
Hey.
Facts here, facts. We're telling you the truth. Yes. You what? You must take the truth. You must change it. Because in the same breath, this is how we speak about Congolese people too. Yes, we tell them, you're being lazy. Look at this puppet. This puppet is lying. What is he talking about? There's a ceasefire deal between Congo and Rwanda. He's lying. Now he wants to throw everything and pin everything on Joseph Kabila and say, no, these people want to do an insurrection or whatever. They want to take over the government. Those puppets also over there doing nothing. And the Congolese people also are very quiet.
Yeah, they are just accepting the way life has been given to them.
There should be protests in the Democratic Republic of Congo every day.
That is true. Protesting against that atrocities happening in the Eastern Congo.
For a freaking war that's been existing there for over 3 decades, there should be protests in the Democratic Republic of Congo every day.
Exactly.
But a lot of Congolese people are freaking lazy. I'm Congolese.
You're not discriminating, yes.
We're not biased. We rules voices. We call a spade a spade. Yeah. That podcast, we've done a lot of that. There's more coming. But today, let's focus on these freaking Afrikaner people down there who did some crap.
Yes.
Okay, what's the next? The way I see this, those BEE and land reform policies are the ones causing division amongst Africans. Nigerians own RDPs in SA, and now the heat is boiling up. The government says it's for black SAs. I'm not sure what it means. But yes, that BEE and that land reform, those things are just causing major chaos. That's not a rainbow nation.
It caused more of a divide.
Yes, BEE. I've never actually approved of that freaking BEE. Huh?
No, because it's saying that you have to. No, it's
you have to hire so much.
Yes, the percentage.
My friend, why are you saying they have to hire so much when there's only 7% of them in the country?
Or 7%. Yeah, exactly. And some
it will end up being more of them anyway.
Yeah, and some of them are not educated, maybe.
With 93% being black, you still need a BEE?
Yeah.
What the hell is that? That BEE, I've never approved of that freaking BEE.
No, I didn't.
That freaking BEE was just a form of corruption. Just a means, a way to try to get more money or to steal money. BEE policy. BEE policy what? It will automatically be a BEE policy because there's 93% of you is black. Get rid of this crap, man.
Yeah.
Yes, me, I'm always for, the best man for the job. Whether you're Nigerian or South African, I don't care. I want the best man for the job. Whether you're black or white, I don't care. I want the best man for the job. Whether you're a man or a woman, I don't care. I want the best man for the job. Whether you're gay or straight, I don't care. I want the best man for the job.
Yes.
That one, I'll clip it for them and put it on that freaking TikTok. But for some of them, it will just go, phew. Stop shouting. Stop talking too much. Here's another arrogant, angry brother. Stop talking too much. Go do that in your own country. Stop talking about our country. You know those small little voices that are always in the confines of certain comment sections? They'll talk like that.
Yeah.
But I'll say, hey, go read. Oh my goodness. Okay, what's next? Okay, here. If it wasn't for Europeans, you'd be living in huts and villages.
Howard.
Look, there's some facts there. There's some facts there. Who said that? Howard G?
Howard G.
Oh, yeah, the same Howard G I disagreed with before.
Yes.
But I agree with him now. It's true.
It's true, Howard, yes.
No, you have to extrapolate what he said. Don't take it complete literally, but you have to extrapolate it in terms of thinking for development. Look at some of these other African countries. They're not working to develop their countries at all. They're satisfied with freaking breadcrumbs. That's why Museveni from Uganda comes out and tells these people, we're giving you cheap food. Why are you angry? They say, what, Museveni, what you mean cheap food? They want to eat good, great food. Why are you satisfied with breadcrumbs?
Yes.
It's that kind of thinking. Museveni, for example, the president of Uganda, he used to be what? A cattle hurdler.
Cattle farmer, yeah.
A cattle farmer. You think a cattle farmer is thinking five star for my country, 5-star for my country? No, he's thinking that hut is enough. The rain is the water coming in? No. So what's your problem? Just sleep.
The wind is not blowing it over. It's okay.
Is the wind coming in there? No. So what's your problem? You people, you want too much. This is true.
It's true.
Some of these puppets out here saying you don't need to give them too much. They are used to this.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I agree with how I mean, I understand where he's taking that. Yes. There's no xenophobia there.
Yeah.
Those are facts. That's the truth that hurts. That's why we sometimes mention also that these puppets are out here satisfied with breadcrumbs and imposing it on these citizens.
Yes.
It's these same puppets that travel overseas and go to these well-developed nations and take pictures. Yeah, these puppets are out here. Okay, what's the next? Okay, here. You are very correct that Nigerians do not hate South Africans at all. They only ever respond. A Nigerian will ignore his brother to help a foreigner person get out of trouble. Facts. They may be loud and annoying, but they are unique in their own ways. True.
That's very true, yes.
It's passion. The highest crime committed in South Africa is committed by South African, not Nigerian. Facts. If it wasn't for Moors, Europeans will still not be taking a bath. Europeans will still not be taking a bath. Facts also, I think so.
Director's cut, yeah, that's true.
Director's who?
Director's cut.
That's his name?
Yes.
Oh. You still have some more, huh? Give us some more, like 10 minutes. Some more about Naija.
Naija.
Yes.
Yes.
Naija and South Africa. Today it's about Nigeria and South Africa. They love each other so much. They've been pretending for decades. South Africans love Nigerians so much. They do. They love these people so much. They love each other so much. This is just a narrative that exists out there. Deep down, they truly care about one another.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course they do.
It's the truth. Yes. They will be in the comment section soon just praising one another. Yes. A spirit of unity out here.
Nigeria's global advocacy against apartheid. So they did the oil embargo. One of Nigeria's most significant actions against apartheid was its decision to impose an oil embargo on South Africa in the 1970s. Because Nigeria was the major oil producer, Nigeria's refusal to sell oil to South Africa was a serious economic blow to the apartheid regime, which relied heavily on imported oil. This embargo was part of a broader strategy to cripple the South African economy and force the government to reconsider its apartheid policies. Yes.
Yes. So they even went as far as saying, we will not do business with you.
Yes, and this is taking money away from their own economy as well.
Yes. No, they choose to sell it somewhere else.
Yeah, possibly,
Yeah,
yes.
they can say, we'll sell it to somewhere else because we're rich in crude oil.
Yeah.
We'll sell it to somewhere else. We're not going to sell it to you guys because if we sell it to you guys, it'll only but give you more muscle to continue with this freaking apartheid regime, to continue to inflict pain on these black folks. We refuse to partake in any form that will give you advantage.
Yes.
Yes, we refuse to do so. We don't care if we have to destabilize the whole freaking oil industry market or whatever. If you want to continue to be a freaking apartheid regime, you need to fend for yourself, but we shall not partake.
Yes. And their refusal to recognize South African passports. Nigeria refused to recognize the South African passports during the apartheid era, effectively barring any diplomatic or economic relations with the country. This policy was part of Nigeria's broader strategy also to isolate South Africa on an international level.
What? They went as far as that?
Seemed like it.
So it's not just the support that they gave in terms of monetary, in terms of money. They also started to implement certain policies or stance that would still somehow put pressure on that apartheid regime.
Yeah.
We refuse to recognize you
Yes.
as a sovereign country, as an independent country or anything. Yeah, that passport we refuse.
No, that passport
Because
doesn't
of what you
exist.
are doing to those South Africans.
Yeah, it's true. They took a stand.
So in other words, in the 1970s, Nigeria said to itself, we refuse to do business with you, South Africa, because of the way that you are treating black South Africa. Yes, we refuse to do business with you. We will not sell oil to you. We will not recognize your passports or your anything. We refuse. We're cutting all diplomatic ties with you. We'll do this to put as much pressure as we can on you until you unequivocally rebuke that freaking apartheid system.
Until you abolish it.
Until you
Yes.
abolish it. And we're doing this because we love the black South Africans over there. That's what Nigeria did in the 1960s and 1970s.
Yeah.
But today's black South Africa doesn't know this because they don't read. Because we're talking about 1960s, 1970s.
They don't care about that.
They don't care about that. Or maybe
Yeah.
they haven't been told, huh? So
I
that's
don't-
why we got this podcast going.
Yes.
Hopefully they will listen to this. Maybe they'll have a change of heart
Yeah.
and understand that those particular people actually do care about them too. At least history does. History shows it. Black South Africa.
Nigeria was a founding member of the Organization of African Unity and used this platform to rally other African nations against apartheid. Nigeria was instrumental in the African Unity Organization's decision to designate apartheid as a crime against humanity and to support armed struggle against the South African regime. The Nigerian government also hosted numerous meetings and conferences aimed at coordinating African support for the ANC and other liberation movements.
Sure. Nigeria was big. Nigeria was very much involved. And someone here says, who's this? Athena O. Now Nigeria sells us D. You know that DRUGS?
Athena. Yeah.
At least for you to say now they're doing that, it means you agree with what they did back then.
You recognize that
You
they
recognize that they did help. That took it, at least they did. So since you at least recognize that, we need you to at least try to entertain the idea or the thought perhaps that we get bad apples everywhere.
There are bad apples in South African citizens as well.
Yes, in
They are
Congolese,
also-
everywhere.
They are also doing that,
Yeah.
what you are saying Nigerians are doing.
Hey, the kingpins of that South African underground world aren't Nigerians.
Yeah.
Nigerians are just pawns. Some of those Nigerians that you say do this, they're just pawns. Trust you, me, we know. Hey, I'm talking about the kingpins, man. You know, remember that drug load that was taken out? I think his name was Cyril Baker in
Oh,
Cape
yeah.
Town.
Yeah.
That wasn't a Nigerian. Those people are running the show of the underground world. There's so many of them still. You just don't know that world. I just don't want to bring that conversation here.
Yeah.
But there's so many. Hey, talking about drug loads. Talking about drug loads. The load. Don't look at don't look at the pawns or the puppets. The drug loads over there, the top dogs of that
Yeah.
world. Those people that sell those things in those industries. It's their own. It's their own.
It's true.
Especially in that colored community. There's a lot there. Huh? And they have international relations too with the people outside. It's true, that's how it operates,
That
the
is
mafia
true.
world, the underground world.
Yes.
So it's not that little thing that they're talking about. They think the boy who's pulling up here, the boy who's pulling up in the car, is also the one. He's just a what? He's just a worker boy maybe.
Yeah.
One of those bad apples. It's not all of them that do that, but if there is some that do that, this is a pawn. He's not the one selling. Look at this one.
Athena.
Yes.
Nigeria was a key proponent of the cultural and sporting boycott of South Africa. The Nigerian government refused to allow South African teams to participate in any sporting events in Nigeria. and boycotted international competitions where South Africa was allowed to participate. This boycott extended to cultural exchanges, with Nigerian artists and intellectuals refusing to participate in events that included South Africans from the apartheid regime.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Another
they took
one.
it.
This guy, the Lutheran. Is it true that both nationalities are fighting over South African women? If this fight is about women, then I can understand. But black South African of all colors are made of gold. Okay. It's the South African women that loves the Nigerian men so much. It's true. That's where it started. I mean, what else was the jealousy for? It's always about women.
Stems from there.
That black South African woman loves the Nigerian guy. The Nigerian guy doesn't believe in 50-50. The South African black man believes in 50-50.
Yeah.
Especially in that Durban. They believe that the woman must also go to work. Go to work. You also bring the money. And then he also goes to work and he also brings the money. Together we put our monies together and then we see how we live life. Now Jack guy doesn't do that.
You can go work, but you can keep your money for yourself.
Jack guy says, "What? I beg, put your wallet away. What's wrong with you? Make you look. Don't insult me like that again. Why you take out your wallet?" The next thing, champagne. Wah! Champagne flow. And then the South African man is standing in the corner.
Watching.
And it's the South African woman sitting right there. Hey, your boyfriend is here. You better go. Isn't that your ex? You better go. No, I don't want to go there. No. I was just, you stay here. What you want to drink? Tell the waiter. It's true.
Yeah.
No jokes, man. There's those social aspects. We saw it. Yes, anywho.
But Nigeria's efforts against apartheid, they were extensive and multifaceted, combining financial support, diplomatic pressure, and global advocacy to challenge the apartheid regime. Nigeria's actions were driven by a strong belief in African solidarity and a commitment to the liberation of all African people from colonialism and oppression. The legacy of Nigeria's anti-apartheid stance continues to be remembered in South Africa, where it is acknowledged as a crucial support in our fight for freedom.
Not by Black South Africa.
Black South Africa, you need to remember this.
How can they remember something they don't know?
Hey, now you know. You
Hopefully.
watch this and now you know.
Yes.
Change your idea or thinking towards Nigerians.
All Africans can say whatever they want. It's okay. But for us, a fight is against our government and illegal immigrants that commit crime. We want to walk at night without worrying about safety. You know how many South Africans themselves, especially in that Gauteng, John, who are committing these crimes?
Yeah.
I lived in Johannesburg for 5 years. Fine, I was in Sandton, but even when I would go to that hill, bro, John, I hope you're listening, huh? I'm talking to you about facts. And I'm even naming your country by area codes. When I would go to that Hillbrow next to that Ponte City, you know that Ponte, that Coca-Cola building that looks round like this?
Yeah.
Around that area, it's messed up now. But, hey, the South African criminals there, South African boys, you know what they used to do? Even the stories that come out there, they'll see you like this. They're so freaking experienced in their crimes doing that they'll come up to you and tell you, my friend, take your SIM card out of your phone. Just take your SIM card, man. They're so freaking confident. Those criminals.
We don't need the SIM card. Keep your number.
He says, look, I know that thief is so freaking confident and is so well experienced that he knows that you will need your own SIM card. He's thinking for you even.
Yes.
Just take your SIM card. You'll be thinking, what you mean take my SIM card? Take your SIM cards. Give me the phone. This guy is telling me to take my SIM card and that I must give him the phone. He's robbing me now. And then he starts hitting you. He's robbing me now.
Yeah.
But he's thinking about my SIM card. You end up taking out your SIM card. Instead, you take your SIM card and you give him the phone. Says,
Thank you.
Go. You see that color level? That's from South African men that I've experienced there. I'm telling you, there's a lot of them, huh? You have to watch your whereabouts when you're in that, especially that Gauteng.
Yeah.
Ooh, crazy. Anyway, we give them good South African products and businesses like ShopRite, MTN, Mr. Price, etc. But all Nigerians can offer is do, and do. He's talking about those.
Guys, stop with the mentioning of that now.
This one maybe he's had a dispute with them before, with one of the Nigerian guys.
That's in that regard.
He's still in that mindset.
Yes.
This is purely a business decision. Bad apples are everywhere. Like I've just given you a description or an incident, a story about what once happened in that Gauteng. We are the big brother, and our actions towards fellow Africans have proven that. Nigeria is the big brother.
Nigeria.
Yes. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for joining the show. I think that's it for today, huh?
Yeah. For today.
I have to go to gym. I want
Yes.
to go to gym. I want to go swim. Don't you want to go swim in gym?
Yeah, I just need to go gym.
Yeah, we've been sitting here for 2 hours and 40 minutes. I hope you guys appreciate it. Please like the video, like and subscribe. We'll be back tomorrow. So we stream all the time. Follow our TikTok page. It's robust over there. Follow us on Instagram. Everything is in the description. Thank you so much for joining the show. We appreciate you guys. At the end of the day, these are just conversations.
Yes.
At the end of the day, it's just spreading and discussing. Rather, let's talk. Let's not fight. I love you, South Africa, and I love Nigerians. I love the entire motherland. But we call a spade a spade. If you go out and do some stupid shit, we're going to call you out on your bullshit.
Exactly.
Yes, so love you very much, and you guys take it easy. And yeah, it's time to gym now. My well-being is also important.
Yes. Self-love.
I've drank 2 cups of coffee. I need water now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I need nice meal after that.
Yes, yes.
But Nigerians should also be a little tactful about them stealing South African women from their men. I feel for the South African men. Yes, you have gyms in Africa. This one.
That's such a
No. We don't have. We don't have.
No, we are gonna go swing from a branch in a tree. Yeah, that's what we are doing.
And we're gonna go swim in the river. Yes, that river down there. Yeah, we don't have gyms here, bro.
Yes.
Wow, what is a gym? Definitely our concern. Yeovil, Hillbrow, and Sunnyside is exactly what we want to see. It's exactly where we want to see a change. It's where illegal immigrants are residing. You are right. There's a lot of them there.
Yeah, right. And I also saw that the South African police, they are doing some raids on foreigners right now, undocumented foreigners.
They always do that.
Yeah.
In 1991, when I first went to South Africa, I lived in Hillbrow, John. Hillbrow, that's where Ponte is. You see Ponte? That building with the Coca-Cola sign on top.
Yeah.
Hillbrow. I lived in Hillbrow there. I lived in that building. On the, which floor is that? 31st floor or something like that. By that time, it was a posh area. 1991. I went to South Africa during apartheid days. Huh? In 1991, that's when I was living in that Hillbrow. But we're talking 3 decades ago.
Yes.
Not that entire Hillbrow.
It's completely changed.
Woo! That's where all these activities happen. All these selling of all these different things. It happens in Hillbrow.
Yeah.
Anyway, so John, much love to you, brother. Nice to meet you. Please like and subscribe. Thank you for being a part of the show and all that. We appreciate you guys, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow.
Yes. Thank you very much, guys.
We'll catch you guys tomorrow.
Yes.
It's been almost 3 hours here. Yes. God bless you.
Much love.